VANDEGRIFT football is on the air. Brought to you by Covert Cadillac GMC, CW Print Services, Dr. Crawford at Austin Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, by Chris Province.
I'm in the intro.
Rock Solid Building Services.
I can, yeah.
Kim Krant Allison Realtor with Caldwell Banker Realty. Texas Family Physicians. Eric Silvas at Guaranteed Rate Mortgage. By Texas Malibu. Big Red Car Wash. South Star Bank. Bartlett Real Estate. Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. HD Realty. Chicken Express. Independence Title. By Lake Travis Pizza. Patty Jones Photography. Card My Yard. By Aaron Turnley with Caldwell Banker Realty. 4 Points Rugby Club. Mighty Fine Burgers, Fries and Shakes. Tomlin Family Orthodontics. Dog House. And by Austin Advantage. And now, alongside Scott Schaffner and Hank Hudson, here's the voice of the VANDEGRIFT Vipers, Merle Bertrand.
Good evening and welcome to VANDEGRIFT Vipers Playoff Football on the ABC Home and Commercial Services High School Football Radio Network. My name is Merle Bertrand, coming to you live from Lindhoff Stadium on the campus of Clements High School in Church, Texas. Joined once again by Scott Schaffner and Hank Hudson, along with Zach Lacer, our side engineer and sideline reporter. Aaron Henderson is back at the studio for us tonight. And guys, as we predicted and hoped, a determined group of Vipers took out some frustration on San Marcos to take the bi-district round last week, but the degree of difficulty rises sharply tonight against the Cibolo Steele Knights.
Yeah, you're reminded at these times that this is big boy football when you get to 6A, and we've seen at various times in the season this Viper team has looked as good as any other, but tonight they just have to play Viper football. It's not one of those situations where you can come in and make mistakes like we saw them make at the end of the Round Rock game at the end of the season.
Right.
They need to play Viper football. Really from here on out. This is a different level of test that they've seen up to this point. We'll find out tonight, Hank, whether or not they're up to the task.
Absolutely correct, Scott. And so, the old football coach said that football is not a contact sport, it's a collision sport. And so what we have tonight is the irresistible force meets the immovable objects. You got the 10-1 Vipers versus the 11-0 Steele Knights. So this is an epic matchup that we've got here in the second round. As you said, big boy football, figuratively and also literally.
That's
because
right.
We're going to see a lot of poundage up there on the offensive line for both units. It's going to be a great matchup.
It should be. That sets the table here. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll hear from Vipers head coach Drew Sanders talking about last week's bi-district blowout of San Marcos and get his thoughts on round number 2. You're listening to VANDEGRIFT Vipers football, the 6A Division II Region 4 area playoffs on the ABC Home and Commercial Services High School Football Radio Network.
The best football teams in Texas collide inside AT&T Stadium, all battling to be crowned champions. Get your tickets now for the UIL State Championships. Be a part of this Texas tradition. Log on to SeatGeek.com.
Become a Vype Insider today. Access breaking news in high school sports. Enjoy premium articles and exclusive coverage written by expert analysts, and watch exclusive videos, documentaries on programs in your area. It's only $2.99 a month if you subscribe for the monthly plan. If you go for the yearly plan, it rounds out to just $1.99 a month. It costs you only $24 a year to get all of your Vype news throughout the entire year. Subscribe today. What are you waiting for? It's less than a cup of coffee a month. Become a Vype Insider. $2.99 a month, $23.99 for the whole year. Hey, it's Vype. We will see you at the games.
The light shines on local students making their mark.
We grind as brothers, and we won as brothers today.
We just have each other's back no matter what.
See what it takes to be the best in class. High School Spotlight, Sunday on Valley Sports Southwest.
And we're pleased to be joined once again in the pregame show by the head coach of the Vandegrifts Vipers, Coach Drew Sanders. And, Coach, what a difference a week makes. The Vipers came out last week, fired up, aggressive, back to midseason form, if you will, on the way to a 52-14 romp over San Marcos. What were your big takeaways from a nice win for the Vipers to start the postseason?
Well, we wanted to be a more physical team, and they like to run the ball, and so we had to be physical. We had to tackle physically, and even though they got some yards on us, a lot of their yardage was from our last two drives when we had some, definitely had some subs in and things like that. But we tackled physically, and we hit, and that's where the ball kept popping out. The running back hadn't fumbled that much all season,
right?
And the Vipers were hitting on Friday night, so I like that. And offensively, so efficient. I think 6 possessions, 6 touchdowns, or seven, and 7 touchdowns. So just unbelievable efficiency. And the focus was there. I challenged them. I challenged them the whole week to come out and show me what you can do. Like, prepare well, not only during the week, but even on game day. Your mind needs to be set. And everything they needed to do. 42-0 halftime lead in the playoffs. We're not playing a winless team.
Right.
Was an impressive start.
Yeah, you talked about the offense a little bit. The passing offense was tremendous. 5 touchdown passes, several other big plays throughout the night. Running game seemed like it did just enough. Any concern that the running game wasn't a little bit stronger? Or talk about the offensive balance a little bit.
They had I don't know, it's always a concern, I guess, when, you don't get 200 or whatever else. But I don't know if concern's the right word. But we also have the ability, like Coach Mauser is so good, we're going to take what they give us. And, the week prior we almost passed for 300 on Round Rock.
Right.
So we kind of realized, like, all right, this is the strength. And so we ran some and did what we needed to do. Didn't have the breakaway, Shep a couple of tackles away from breaking away. But still was able to set up some pass stuff with the run. We were effective enough there.
Right.
And so pleased with that. And then, passing-wise, we could pretty much do what we wanted. And so I think he just kind of stuck with, what works. I don't think there's any reason for him to bang his head against the wall. If something's working better, let's just do it. We have a great quarterback, and we've got great receivers, so let's just take what they give us.
And you talked about the defense a moment ago. Carried shut out well into the fourth quarter. 4 turnovers. That felt like midseason form right there. Really kind of felt like they responded well to a similar maybe scheme that Round Rock ran the week before. Is that an accurate assessment? And how about Oliver India? I've never seen a game at any level where one guy recovers 3 fumbles.
No, that definitely has to be a Vandegrift record. We always talk about Vandegrift records. Johnny on the spot. That's what I called him. Man, he's everywhere. But hustles. He's a little hustler. So, but for us, causing those takeaways, it changed everything. They had a couple first downs, and all of a sudden that ball's popping out. Next drive, ball pops out. Next drive, 3 and out. Next drive, ball pops out. And we end up having an interception too. So we had four fumble recoveries and interception with Alex Foster. Pleased with his performance. He played really well. But that's what you've got to do, and it is similar to Round Rock. And it was nice to be able to make the plays. We caused a couple of turnovers against Round Rock, but it's bounced right back in their hands.
Right.
And so it was just nice to see us come out, focus, play like we can, and move on.
Well, speaking of moving on, it's always supposed to get tougher in the next round of the playoffs. It's definitely going to get tougher this week as Steele Grayscale Bowl 3 coming up tonight. Steele in round number 2. Their colors look like Vandegrift. How do they compare to the Vandegrift Vipers?
They probably have a little more size on the defensive line than we do, but they don't give up a bunch of points. They're actually pretty similar to us. They don't give up a bunch of points. They score. They for sure score. They run the ball more so than we do. We run and pass while they are, the pass is only set up by the run. They have 2 amazing running backs, junior quarterback that operates well. couple fast receivers. They're huge up front. They always are going to be huge on the O-line. They're big again. Defensive, like I said, they're big on the defensive front. They're probably a little quicker. When we played them in 17, they had linebackers that, look like defensive tackles but could move. These guys just are a little quicker, I believe, talented in the secondary. They know what they want to do, and they do it. They're a successful program.
Right.
And so a mirror image from us on several things, and then different in other ways, too.
Well, the Vipers are 0-2 against Steele both times in the playoff. This feels a little bit different. The Vipers, going into those games, were 6-5 and 7-4. I think the program is established more now as a 6A program a little bit. Hopefully the third time is going to be the charm here. Any final thoughts before we take a crack at them for time number 3?
Well, every year is different. These kids, I think they were in 8th grade last time we played them. So, that doesn't really, to me, it doesn't factor in. A previous game might factor in the same season, but they had good teams. All those guys have graduated. They're all have jobs and out. So some of the coaches stay the same. Some of our coaches stay the same. So you look at a little bit of schemes. But even then, I've totally changed defenses. They've added some new wrinkles on defense and offense. And so, for us, it's just take every play and play as hard as you can. And that's it. It doesn't matter if they're wearing black and gray and white or purple. You play as hard as you can. We prepare as hard as we can. And this is playoff football. It's going to be down to the wire, and we got to make one more play than them. But thank goodness we're getting to do it, and we are so excited to get on the bus and go to their place and get after it.
Well, it's going to be a lot of fun. Congratulations on round number 1. You've got a new trophy case coming out there. If you don't, you should have. 10-0, I think, in the first round. Congratulations, Coach, and good luck on Friday night.
Thanks, Merle.
Vandergrift Vipers head coach Drew Sanders, a guest here on the pregame show. We'll take a break and be right back. You're listening to Vandergrift Vipers football on the ABC Home and Commercial Services High School Football Radio Network.
The best football teams in Texas collide inside AT&T Stadium, all battling to be crowned champions. Get your tickets now for the UIL State Championships. Be a part of this Texas tradition. Log on to SeatGeek.com.
Texas Malibu is your exclusive dealer for the world's #1 water sports towboats, Malibu. Now with locations in Austin and Texas Ski Ranch in New Braunfels, we cover all of Central Texas. Come see the enthusiasts at Texas Malibu in Austin or Texas Ski Ranch in New Braunfels, or give them a call, 512-244-9777, or visit them online, texasmalibu.com. That's 512-244-9777. Then get on the water with your crew and make memories that'll last a lifetime.
Hi, I'm Daryl Foytik, owner of Advantage Austin Properties and a proud sponsor of our Vandergrift Vipers football team. Advantage Austin Properties is your 4 Points area experts for all your real estate needs. My wife, Annie, and I have been 4 Points area residents for over 15 years and provide potential homeowners a wealth of knowledge and information about the 4 Points area. Please call Advantage Austin Properties at 512-418-0594 or visit livinginfourpoints.com for more information.
Texas flag, Cadet Airman. Texas Guard, Cadet Airman Seth Harrison.
Welcome back to Lynn Haas Stadium. The Vandergrift Vipers ended tonight's game at 10-1 overall, coming off their 52-14 win over San Marcos last week. The Steele Knights champions out of District 27 6A posted an equally impressive 42-14 win over Brandeis last week to run their record to a perfect 11-0 overall. Let's squeeze in one more quick break here. We'll be back in time for the opening kickoff. Vandergrift Vipers football on the Austin Radio Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing until the colors have left the field.
Welcome back to Lynn Hall Stadium. Vandegrift Vipers are about ready to get underway here against the Cibolo Steele Knights. If black, white, and silver are your favorite colors, guys, this is the place to be because that's what we got down to the field right now.
It's like old school,
Yeah.
You don't need to watch this thing in color. The only colors we'll probably see tonight are some black and blue because I think this is going to be one of those games where there's going to be a lot of slobber getting knocked around.
Yep.
Looking forward to seeing kind of the matchups early on. This Viper defense against a really strong running game to see what they can do to shut that down. And then offensively, I think the Vipers, perhaps at least on paper, have better balance, and they're going to need it tonight because I think the players are going to have to make plays, and that's exactly what you expect when you get to this stage of 6A playoff football.
Right on, Scott. So they've got a nice 1-2 thunder and lightning punch with running backs that both have nearly 1,000 yards or above 900. Number 4, Trayshawn Singleton, and number 28, Jaden Bailey. They split time back there, and they're both very capable backs. They got a really solid quarterback. He's good with his feet, too. Number 6, Connor Vincent. So it's going to be a really challenging matchup for this Vipers D. And then on the offensive side, you heard Coach Sanders say in his opening remarks about the size of that defensive front of Cibolo Steele. So it's going to be a real slobber knocker, like you said. Tire irons at the 50-yard line. Here we go.
Well, one thing we know for sure, the PA system works very well here at Lynn Hall Stadium. Try to crank that down as quickly as we can. Third overall meeting between Vandegrift and Steele in the Grayscale Bowl. And the Knights, of course, have knocked the Vipers out of the playoffs in this same round back in 2016 and 2017. However, guys, I think this is a deeper and more complete squad for the Vipers than either one of those two units.
Yeah, no, the Vipers program just continues to evolve. They're as well balanced as they've been. And I think we've seen them at their best when they're playing good, disciplined, mistake-free football.
Right.
They can air it out. And Braden Buchanan's been lights out all year long. You got Shepard running the rock, and he's looked good behind that offensive line. This is, we talk about the matchups within the matchup. That big D line of Steele against this Viper offensive line that has continued to get better and better every week.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm really excited to see, how our O-line, our Hog Mollies match up against their D-line. So, there's two factors that are being played. I mean, are we going to be able to establish the run early, because that's what Coach Mauser likes to do, and then in pass protection. And we've seen this Viper offensive line, Scott and Merle, we've seen them do it all year, giving Braden Buchanan time to set his feet back there and throw. And, with that big catcher's arm that he's got, he's been slinging it around pretty nicely.
Yeah, and Reese Beecham and Graylin Spring and those guys are going to have to make plays tonight.
Yeah. And, one thing to keep an eye on, too, this is an offense talking about Steele now that likes to run the football. The Vipers can get out on top early. They're not really built to come back.
Yeah, they like to run the football, but they'll take their shots.
Sure they will.
They'll
air
it out and not afraid to stretch the field. So, it's not like the Vipers can just load the box. They've got to be aware that although they may not have quite the balance that the Vipers do, Steele can throw it too.
One common opponent, the Vipers defeated Killeen Ellison 31-14 back in week 2, while 1 week later, Steele knocked off the Eagles 21-7. Winner meets the winner of San Antonio Taft against Edinburgh Valley in the regional semifinal round. That game is being played tomorrow at 2:30 at Edinburgh's Flores Stadium.
Down in the valley.
Down in the valley. This game is getting ready to be played right now, and happy to have you with us here on the Austin Radio Network. Welcome to folks watching the video on Vype.com and VipeLive.com. Vipers will kick it off going from right to left. We're in the road white jerseys, black pants, black numerals, black helmet with the silver chrome insignia. And the kickoff is going to be into and out of the end zone, and we are underway from... Where are we? We're in Church, Texas.
Church, Texas.
It's kind of a scramble to get out here tonight with all the traffic.
I'll tell you what, that's like a gauntlet, running the gauntlet coming down here on Interstate 35. Unbelievable.
Took me almost as long to get here as it did to San Angelo. But we made it. We're on the air.
That's right.
That's
Zach
right.
Lucero is here with us somewhere down on the field.
He's probably decompressing somewhere.
I was the one that drove. I don't know what he's about.
So first down and 10 for the Steele Knights at the 25-yard line. And handoff. Right side, and going to be drugged down from behind. Beautiful, good start there for the Vipers. That was Max Ewell making his presence felt, dragging down to Sean Singleton, one of the leading running backs.
Oh, Max Ewell coming off the edge.
Coming off the edge, I like that. Get another guy in there. You start out with your 3-down linemen. Have been fantastic all year long, but finding a way to get another guy in at the line of scrimmage to stop the run.
Second down and 12, back to the 23-yard line, and it looks like, did they go wildcat or was that the quarterback? I thought they did.
Yeah, I think that was Connor Vincent.
Yep.
It's Connor Vincent. Big push up there. They look pretty stout. Not missing any meals over here in Cibolo, Texas.
Yeah, actually that was
Tashawn Singleton.
Yeah,
yep.
We're in a wildcat.
Yeah, we're in a wildcat, yeah.
So third down and 5 coming up. He did pick up 7 yards on the play. Steele wearing the all-black jerseys and pants. I guess it's a silver number. It's a big, thick silver blob outlined in white with a black helmet. It's really hard to see, but not anything other than black, white, or silver on the field right now. 3rd and 5 from the 30-yard line. And zone read Singleton right side, and he's going to fall forward across the 35-yard line. I think he got just enough for the first down.
Yeah, they're moving the sticks, but just enough.
Vipers did a good job spreading it out, but he got across the line when he turned the corner.
I think it's going to be something we're going to see all night from the Knights. We're going to be seeing a lot of handoffs, a lot of play fakes, zone read action all night.
Handoff again, Singleton, and this time right side met by Ewell, pushing the power forward out to about the 39-yard line to pick up 4 yards on the play. 2nd down and 6.
Singleton with the carry, tackled by number 6, Max Ewell. Gain of 3 on the play, 2nd and 7. Ball now at the Knights' 39-yard line.
Hank and I were a little bit worried before you guys got here, Scott. The crowd across the way looked like a freshman game at 11 o'clock in the morning. Vipers fans have come out, though, tonight. They arrived a little bit late, kind of like everybody else tonight. 2nd down, 7. Handoff Singleton out across the 40. The 41 stacked up there. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 6.
Max Ewell once again in there, so clearly committing safeties to stop the run here.
No question about it.
Getting in on it.
So we've seen 5 plays, 5 straight runs. No big surprises so far from the Cibolo Steele Knights.
Big chance to get off the field here for the Viper offense. 3rd down and 5 from the 41-yard line. Just underway, 9:28 to go first quarter, no score. Knights with 1 receiver wide left, 2 to the near side. Vincent in the shotgun. Swings it out left side, complete to the 40, and spins across the 40-yard line. Very near the first down marker. It'll depend on the spot.
It's going to be really
That's really close.
Depend on the spot, but
I think it's short.
Maybe a little bit short.
I think I expect them to go for it here. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, really intriguing call right here. How confident are you? Where they've marked it, it's definitely short.
Yeah.
I believe.
Are we going to see a measurement?
We've only had one.
Wow.
The entire season.
And this is another one of those index card kind of measures.
Wow.
Yeah.
This harkens back to the days of yore when.
Days of yore. You're talking about the ye old Knights.
Yes. Well.
Days of yore kind of matches with the measurements because they're both from about the same era.
Right.
Uh-huh.
That and the huddle.
Yes, indeed. A lot in common, and they have the same school colors. They have, Steele was founded about 5 years, I think, before Vandergrift. 2005 is when they opened. Is that right, Merle?
I think that's right. Yeah.
So there's a lot in common here, and they're kind of known to be the bully in this part of Texas. They kind of push people around. The big offensive line.
We were right, Merle. They were short.
4th and inches.
We were all the way across the field, and we didn't see that. I'm not sure why they need to bring those sticks out there. But here we go, first big play of the game. I don't see the punting unit.
I don't either.
I don't either.
Not a surprise either.
I recall the last time, both times we played them, anything 4th and 3 or under, they win nearly every single time.
Yeah. My wife says I get to be right twice a day like a broken clock. I burned one when I told the cashier at the convenience store how much the 5-hour energy drink was, and I just burned up the second one.
I don't know what makes me sadder, Merle, that you've burned up all of your insight for the day, or that you actually know the price of 5-hour energy by heart.
So here we go, 4th down at about 3 inches. Oh, they jumped off sides. False start.
That's I was just gonna sort to think about it. Are they going to shift? Are they going to do something that's going to cause an offensive lineman to flinch and cause the false start?
Okay, so you see some strategery already from the chess master Drew Sanders. Ian Reed, number 72, was in the game on the defensive line there, so opting for a little more a volume and mass on that defensive line in that short yardage situation.
Love it, and the Steele coaches are not happy.
Well, they clearly jumped.
Yes, they did.
That's intimidating. See a big fella like that over top of you.
Yes, indeed.
4th and 5 at the 41-yard line. Back to receive the punt, number 1.
So the punting unit on here for the Knights.
And number 2, Miles.
Caleb Davis averaging 30.6 yards per punt. He'll hit it from about the 30-yard line. Miles Coleman and Reese Beecham, the ever dangerous. Pick your poison there. They're standing at the 25-yard line. High, booming punt. Well done. And it lands on the carpet. And going to be down at about the 21-yard line. So 1st and 10, Vipers will get their first offensive possession of the night with 8:47 to go in this first quarter.
Rolls down to the 21-yard line, no return.
I think Miles Coleman thought about that one for a second, Merle. When he was
Yeah, he did.
hang time on it, that he thought about it for a second, trying to field that and make a return, but wisely let it just sort of die so the Vipers could get rolling on offense here.
So 1st down and 10 for the VandeGrift Vipers. They take over 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Ray Buchanan in the shotgun with 2 receivers wide to the right. Handoff up the middle and going to be stacked up for about a yard pickup.
Starting quarterback for the VandeGrift Vipers, number 5.
2nd down and 9.
Yeah, that'll be the matchup within the matchups here.
Tackle made by number
It's a big D line.
35, Jacob King. No gain on the play, 2nd and 10.
94 Dante Payton in there. It's one of those guys where his numbers look really small in his jersey.
Right. They kind of stretched out a little bit.
Yeah.
2nd and 9, 2 receivers wide right, 1 to the near side. Buchanan, play action, looking, firing over to the right side, caught over the middle, and out to the 40-yard line. Beecham, nice catch in traffic, 1st down VandeGrift.
Beautiful catch. We talked at the start of the show about guys like Beecham and Greenland Spring making those catches, making those plays, and not an easy catch there in traffic. Not for the faint of heart, but Beecham was the man.
Well, he just got such flexibility, and his range of motion is just outstanding. He made that kind of look easy as he went out and plucked it out of the air.
1st down and 10 from the 41-yard line. Handoff up the middle. Shepard, nice hold this time across the 45. Bounces off for 1 tackle and bangs it out to the 47-yard line. About a 6-yard pickup, 2nd and 4.
Good hard run there by Ryan Shepard. He found an extra gear, exploded through that hole.
Well, it closed up quickly. Steele's got some good speed on defense.
Trips now to the near side. They send Shepard up in motion to the left slot. So it's an empty back set. And now they're going to swing out. This is going to be a halfback pass. Beecham looking fine over the right side. Got a receiver over there. Caught inside the down to the 25-yard line.
Wow.
Back to Buchanan,
Yeah, it looked like the defender had played it pretty well. And Buchanan just kind of out-jumped it for him.
My first thought there was I wish he wouldn't have thrown that because it looked like he was very well covered, but what a catch.
Handoff Shepard up the middle, inside the 25, down to the 24-yard line.
Gutsy play there, and again, players making plays.
Yep. Well, we saw that same setup against somebody in district, and
we had a perfect look at it. You could tell it was a backward pass. Set up for the double pass on that one.
Pump fake. Now Buchanan swings it out to Shepard, the safety valve, and he's going to spin inside the 20 down to about the 19-yard line. That was actually Grayland Spring, I believe.
Yeah, that was Spring. I love how they're spreading it around, getting all their guys involved, kind of getting them heated up early, Hank.
Nice look there. They had an out and up called for Beecham, but Sibler didn't bite on that, so he threw it underneath the Grayland Spring.
Check down, really well designed.
1st down and 10 at the 19-yard line. 6:29 to go. Vipers in the red zone for the first time tonight. Buchanan with Shepard to his left. Shepard with the carry. Stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Good push and a good drive down to about the 17-yard line to pick up at least a couple of yards.
Yeah, nice strong push there. Not much going, not much of a hole there, Hank. Shepard was able to push it ahead at least to pick up some positive yardage.
Cibolo Steele's got a couple of guys there that the jerseys, they run out of jersey room. They don't make the quadruple X.
Yeah, the Steele defense giving up just 12 points per game, going up against a Viper offense averaging 45.6 points a game.
Something's got to give.
Yep. 2nd and 8. Buchanan, play action. Rolling to his left, looking. Good protection, fires, left side complete to the 10 and down to the 11-yard line as it bounced backwards was Beecham.
Great protection that time by the O-line. Tell you what, they're going to give Buchanan that kind of time all night. He's going to pick them apart.
12-yard line.
Yeah, I think it's okay.
3rd down and 3.
3rd and 3 coming up here for the Vipers. Ball spotted at about the 12-yard line. 5:17 to go. Now they go Wildcat to Shepard. He's going to take it off the right side, cuts it up inside the 10 to the 5, and down near the goal line. Did it get it in? He did not quite make it, but what a play. 1st and goal, Vipers.
Vipers mixing it up tonight. I love all the different looks.
Number 0, Ryan Shepard.
Yeah, good-looking play right there. That's something we haven't seen from the Vipers this year in terms of that alignment.
And a timeout taken by Steele. 1st and goal from the 2-yard line. We'll keep it here because I don't want to miss the touchdown. 1st and goal, Vipers from the 2. They pretty much. I'm surprised somebody up here hasn't touched the ball yet.
Yeah, I'm open. I'm open. Pretty tightly covered by you and Hank. But
Right.
I'll tell you what, the script and that typically is how offensive coordinators approach this. You've got your big old play card, but a lot of times you'll script those first 15 plays or so, and it's been masterful. Mixing it up.
Unquestionably, look at all the different formations. Just a completely different look on every play. And some looks we haven't seen this year so far, Scott. In terms of that Wildcat, we've seen a little bit of that, but moving Buchanan over into like a wing back position, doing an overloaded line. You have a unbalanced line, maybe a tackle over there. Looks like there was a lot of guys on that right side.
Yeah, get a lot of guys involved. Now they're going to line up. It's a single file line. One more wrinkle they're going to throw out.
Yep.
Okay. All right, perfect. Let me know.
1st and goal from about the 1.5 yard mark with 4:59 to go opening quarter.
This is big on big right here, gentlemen. Let's see where we run it.
Shepard offset to the left side of Buchanan. Send Thomason in motion to the right side. Buchanan going to keep himself, and he's going to hurdle into the end zone. Touchdown, VANDEGRIFT.
It's a great looking drive and a nice finish.
Boy, that is a great looking drive. That's 10 plays. You go 78 yards and just a little bit of everything, man. You threw the whole kitchen sink at him right there on that first drive. Get the extra point conversion and be up 7-0.
Yeah, really well executed. Any plays that were contested, Vipers won the battle.
6-0. Hayden Arnold on for the extra point. Good snap and hold. Kick is up. Looks good from here, and he stays perfect on the season. So, 4:55 to go, opening quarter. Vipers draw first blow with a nice drive. They take a 7-0 lead. We'll take a break. Be back for the defense. You're listening to Vandergrift Vipers football on the Austin Radio Network.
Treat your car to big shine and little time at the Big Red Express Car Wash. Choose from one of our 4 exterior car washes or go unlimited and wash as often as you want with one of our monthly wash plans. In our complimentary lot, you'll find free vacuums, towels, glass cleaner, a matte wash station, and more. Protect your investment with our superior cleaning and protectant products such as Rain-X and Simonize Hot Wax. We're always ready to provide you with friendly service where your satisfaction is 100% guaranteed. Stop by the Big Red Express Car Wash today. We'll be waiting for you.
Looking good. Thank you.
Seven 0 Vipers drawing first blood here at Lynn Haas Stadium. Merle Bertrand, Scott Schofter, Hank Hudson. Area playoff game. Good to get off to a good start here for Vandergrift.
Yeah, look really sharp, both on defense. Force the punt, and then offensively, nice long drive.
Yeah, you got six run plays and 4 pass plays. All 4 were complete, and Braden Buchanan threw 3 of them and caught one of them from Beecham. So he did a little bit of everything there. That was a nice looking play.
And the kickoff is again going to sail down to about the goal line. They're going to try to bring it out up to the 5.
Oh, that's a clipping flag.
15 to the 20, out to the 25 to the 29, 25-yard line. There is a flag as
Hudson Lily's pointing at it.
Yeah.
he got clocked, but it was helmet was definitely not in front.
I think he was getting an earful from the guy who laid him out, and Hudson Lilly did not maybe respond with too much verbally, but he just pointed at the yellow flag. Yeah,
and ran off the field.
Yeah, I mean, as a from a coaching perspective, guys, if you can see the name on the back of their jerseys, then you shouldn't be initiating contact.
Right.
I mean, that was clearly a block in the back.
We'll wait for the officials to sort it out here, but this should push it back well inside the 15, maybe even the 10-yard line.
Yeah, Steele's going to have a long field now, which is just fine.
Yeah.
Boy, and the thing you love about that opening drive from the Vipers, guys, is that it was mistake-free football. Excellent ball security, no penalties. So we've seen the Steele Knights right now starting the game off their second.
When the Vipers don't stop themselves, it's really hard for anybody else to do it.
Exactly,
that's for sure.
yeah.
I mean, it's because they do so many things so well, and it all worked on that drive.
So 1st and 10 Steele. They'll take over. Ball spotted at about their own 7-yard line.
Ball spotted the 8-yard line.
Or the 8, whichever.
Or the 8.
Yeah. Oh.
And across the left side out to the 15. Good burst of speed all the way out to about the 25-yard line. I believe that was to Sean Singleton on the carry.
Was that Singleton? Or
no, it was actually
a quarterback.
Really nice ball
quarterback,
fake. I mean, he rode the mesh really well there, Hank. And I think the Vipers thought that he'd given that ball away, but was able to pull it and pick up a nice gain on 1st down.
All the way out to the 25-yard line for Connor Vincent. Vincent again in the shotgun. Play action. Now rolling to his right. Good protection. Fires over the center of the field. That ball's kind of thrown up for grabs. A lot of contact. Incomplete. No flag. They just got tangled up with their feet, and both of them went down.
Yeah, no. Griffin Schaefer had turned his hips, and they were both running after the ball.
Yeah, right. Absolutely correct. He had turned his hips and wasn't even looking at the offensive player, just doing what he's supposed to do.
Yep.
That was reminiscent, gentlemen, for me of the one of the heartbreaking moments of my youth when they called that penalty on Benny Barnes and Lynn Swan. It's a very similar situation.
I thought it was a personal. It was your own. Like
well, it is personal.
Running wide open.
That is personal. I mean, the Cowboys and the Steelers.
2nd down and 10 from the 25-yard line. Singleton Vincent dropping back, rolling to his right. Looking, fires over to the right side. Caught at the 35-yard line. Takes a big hit. Yeah, but going to be enough for a 1st down.
Zip that into traffic. But really nice throw and catch there.
Christopher Taylor hauling that one in. 1st down for the Knights.
Alex Foster just planted him right there. So Viper coverage there, but 1st down.
So we saw 6 straight runs from the Steele Knights on that opening drive, mixing it up a little bit.
Vincent in the shotgun. 1st down and 10. Handoff right side and disappears into a pile at about the 40-yard line. It's 3-yard pickup. I believe that was Singleton on the carry. Nope, I was wrong. It was the other running back. That would be Jaden Bailey.
Oliver Yendo on the stop. Among others. Sterling Emerson's also involved.
2nd down and 7 from the 40. One receiver to the left, one to the near side. Vincent in the shotgun. Play action. Fires over to the right side. Complete to Bailey at the 45-yard line and steps out of bounds there before he could be helped out by Griffin Schaefer and Clayton Moore. Going to bring up a 3rd down and 1.
Nice catch by Bailey at ball. When it first came out of his hand, I thought it was a little high.
I did too.
So much like the different looks we've seen on offense, that time we saw a little bit different look from the Vipers. That time Sterling Emerson put his hand on the ground, had 4 down linemen, so the chess masters are working against each other.
3rd and 2 from the 40. Low snap. Backfield and dropped. Crashing in backside. Tucker Harrison, the Vipers sack leader. Not a sack, but had the same result.
Yeah, again, just finding ways to get sort of multiple guys coming off the ball to defend that run. And that time, Harrison just came through sort of untouched.
Boy, he had a little chat. That was Harrison there. He came on. He had a little chat with Sterling Emerson. Apparently, they saw something that they liked.
Yeah, and I think it just confused the offensive line in terms of their assignments. But whatever you do, don't leave number 8. Don't let him go.
2nd punt of the night coming up here at 2:40. Oh, they're going to snap it to the up back. Looking to the right side of the 45, and he's going to pick up the 1st down in the Viper territory at the 44-yard line. Yeah. The up back is their 2nd running back, Jaden Bailey, and Steele coming out with a little trickeration of their own.
Yeah, look, it's playoff football. You don't want to keep all that stuff on the shelf.
Right.
Great call in that situation. Only needed 4.
Boy, that's a great down and distance and a great field position to run a fade punt. So hats off to the Steele.
Yeah, it looks like the Vipers, weren't entirely caught off guard there, but
right.
just got a really nice block on the edge.
Yep.
So first down and 10 for the Knights in the Viper territory down to the 43-yard line. One receiver to the left side. Vincent up under center. Now they put 2 men in motion over to the left wing.
Looks like a run left. What do you think?
Yeah, that's what it is on the end run. A little bit jet sweep out of 40 to the 35 and planted at the 33-yard line, but about a 9 or 10-yard pickup. Going to bring up a second down and 1. I think that was Deshaun Singleton from the right slot.
Well, ball's on the right hash there, guys, and you move your tight end and wing back over there. Student body left on the jet sweep. Under center. That's the first time we've seen Steele under center tonight.
There was that Contreras, a receiver there, Merle. I couldn't tell by the number, but
yeah, his numbers are tough.
Got hit hard by Andrew Scott.
Looking for running room right side. Cuts it up inside the 35, down to the 30, and will have enough for the first down. I mean, these numbers are just big, thick, silver blobs. It will be, I think that was the quarterback Vincent on the carry to pick up a first down. First down and 10 for Steele at the Viper 30. 1:45 to go first quarter. Vipers up 7-0, but the Knights with a nice drive here.
Yeah, they're answering.
2 receivers on the near side. That's the short side of the field as the ball's on the near hash. And met in the backfield and drops. Sterling Emerson crashing in backside to wrap up Bailey. Second tackle for loss on the drive for the Viper defense.
Yeah, all the different run stunts that Drew Sanders is dialing up. Steele has not solved the puzzle.
Yeah, definitely a run blitz. I think they came up the A gap that time. So just a quick move by number 47. Looked like a double leg takedown.
Yep.
We said he's also a pretty good wrestler.
Untouched.
Second down and 12 from the 32-yard line. Handoff, right side. Bailey again inside the 30, crashes down to about the 27-yard line. Going to bring up a third down and about 7 to go here for the Knights, probably in 4-down territory.
Well, they don't push the panic button, do they? You get behind the chains there. You're in second and 12 or 13 yards. You're going to hand the ball off. Pretty straightforward. Get 5 yards.
Get a chunk
Yeah.
of it back. And a couple interesting plays right here.
Yeah.
So the Viper defense can bend but not break. Would be a big stop here.
You got to believe they're going to go. They're going to go for it if they get.
Oh yeah.
3rd and 7. Handoff Bailey left side, gets to the first tackle, by the second tackle with a stiff arm, but finally met at the 24-yard line. That was a lot of running and a nice 2-yard pickup. Could have been worse, but coming in backside, I think that was Jackson Oliver there to slow him down.
I'll tell you what, great pursuit to the football by about 7 or 8 Vipers.
Yeah.
Taking out the quarterback, a couple shots at the running back.
Alex Foster came flying through there. Looked like he had a shot, but Steele managed to get him blocked with it was a very borderline look. It looked like he got him not on the back, maybe on the side.
Big play here on 4th down, so they're going to talk it over.
Actually, it's the end of the first quarter.
Oh, there we go. Even
so,
more.
4th down and 5 coming up. When we come back, you're listening to Vandergrift Vipers football on the Austin Radio Network.
The best football teams in Texas collide inside AT&T Stadium, all battling to be crowned champions. Get your tickets now for the UIL State Championships. Be a part of this Texas tradition. Log on to SeatGeek.com.
Become a Vype Insider today. Access breaking news in high school sports. Enjoy premium articles and exclusive coverage written by expert analysts, and watch exclusive videos, documentaries on programs in your area. It's only $2.99 a month if you subscribe for the monthly plan. If you go for the yearly plan, it rounds out to just $1.99.
Welcome back to Lynn Hoff Stadium. As Scott Schaffner doing a little air guitar to my right. Sometimes don't you just want to kick back and listen to the bumper music?
Foreigner, you like Foreigner, huh, Scott?
Sure, I like anything with a guitar. I like it.
That was the first audio cassette I ever owned. My mom bought me 4
Wasn't
or
it
4.
Wasn't it like an 8-track?
No, it wasn't that old. Could have been. It was one of those little cassette player kind of things. We thought we were styling, man.
Yeah, that's big time.
7-0. Second quarter about to get underway. Merle Bertrand, Scott Schofter, Hank Hudson here. Zach Lucero down on the sideline, and Aaron Henderson back at the Austin Radio Network studios. Mitchell Padgett helping out on the video side, making sure that it's all looking as good as we can. It is a 4th down and a long 4 for the Cibolo Steele Knights, now moving from right to left from the 24-yard line.
Well,
big play here.
Both sides had time to think about it, so should be interesting. No back set. Look for a quarterback draw here.
And Coach Sanders going to use a timeout.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, if you can get the stop here and get your offense back on the field and maybe drive it down, you're in great shape.
It's like you get a sense, and Hank, you mentioned when we were on break, I mean, Vipers had one series in that first quarter. So, every possession is going to be precious.
Yep.
So if you can find a way to get the Knights off the field here once again,
be a big deal.
It would be
a
huge.
big deal. High school playoff football is happening everywhere across the state tonight. It's awesome.
Yep.
So up in the Panhandle, they're having a matchup that's caught my fancy, which is the Battle of the Greyhounds, the Throgmorton Greyhounds versus the Strawn Greyhounds. I think that's a division.
And I'm amazed your sort of research staff found that one for you. That's a good one.
It's almost as good as the Happy Cowboys versus the Borden County Coyotes. That's
Happy
also
Cowboys?
The Happy Cowboys.
Because you want to be an unhappy Cowboy.
Hank went way deep into the small town Texas football last week, so continuing that trend here tonight.
I like it.
4th down and 4 coming up after the timeout. Big play here early in this football game. Email's open, by the way, now that we're settled in. voiceofthevipers@gmail.com.
See if they come out in the same set here, Hank.
Yeah. Looks like they are. They must like their call. But a little bit, the bunch receivers are a little tighter on the right.
And 2 receivers on the left. Now they send a man in motion. Now they spread the receivers out to the right some. And reverse. Vipers trying to get to it. Cut it down to 35. And they're going to get the stop.
Yes.
Started right, went
Big
left.
time.
On the carry was Marion Contreras, the wide receiver, and the Vipers were there waiting for it.
It almost took too long to develop.
Yeah.
I mean, and the Viper defense was there. They were not fooled.
I'm going to tell you right now, the guy who made that play was number 20, Alex Foster. He wasn't in on the tackle, guys, but he made that edge set, and the running back had to cut underneath him, and that's where all the good guys are, all the guys in the white jerseys. So if he doesn't do that and he gets to the edge, then you got a different situation. So great job, number 20.
Foster, a great game last week all over the field and picking up right where he left off. So 1st and 10, Vandegrift. They take over on downs at the 22-yard line. Back split to either side now of Braden Buchanan. 2 receivers wide left, 1 to the near side. Handoff Shepard. Started up the middle, now bounces to the left side and spins across the 20 and knocked down right there. Actually, looks like he may have lost a yard or 2.
Penalty flags are down.
Can't tell if that's going to be a hold.
I'm afraid
back
so.
the Vipers up. Vipers with hands on hips who don't look like they're real happy about that call, but
officials talking it over. 11:45 to go first half. Vipers up 7-0 with the football. Look like they're going to be facing a 1st and probably 20 here. Ooh, personal foul.
Face mask
on the defense. Wow.
I'll take that instead.
Well. That's a 15-yarder. Thank you very much.
See, sometimes it's nice to have burned up all my insight.
That's
I
right,
was totally wrong.
Yeah. Sometimes it's good to be wrong. It's thrown on that far side of the field, so it really was only going to be one of 2 things. It was either going to get a hold or illegal block out there or a face mask at the end of that play that we couldn't see from here.
So 1st and 10 Vipers at the 37-yard line after the 15-yard penalty. 2 receivers split out to either side for Buchanan. Buchanan dropping back. Fade pattern right side and in and out of the hands. Pretty good pass. Landon Thompson just not quite able to hang on to it. Pretty good coverage as well, kind of helped out separating him from the football.
Yeah, pretty tight window there. But
Tavon Cortez on the coverage for the Knights. 2nd 10 coming up here from the 37-yard line.
Sort of have a history of a good secondary here at Steele.
Yeah.
Players that have gone on to play at the next level.
Yeah, I got a couple of guys in the NFL.
2nd down and 10 from the 37-yard line. Pistol formation for the Vipers, and they're going to give it to Shepard. Up the middle, puts a step down, breaks free across the 40, the 45, to the 46-yard line. That's Viper running football right there, right into the pile, and you come out the other side.
It's also a great sign that they're
Yes,
able
indeed.
to establish that kind of running game and get that sort of crease and watch Ryan Shepard hit it hard.
Got 2 tight ends, Charlie Oliver and Landon Thomason in the game. Love those 2 tight ends, and they were lined up on the same side.
Well, could have been a free play, but the flag not thrown. Pass over the far sideline, complete to Beecham inside the 40, down to the 37-yard line.
Another gutsy catch that he's had in traffic, as Buchanan just sort of put it right there in the kind of the hole in the zone defense, right over the corner, and before that safety comes off the hash to break it up. And
Well, they snapped
well
that.
executed.
Yeah, they snapped that one quick. I think they caught Cibolo napping just a bit, guys. Beecham right down the sideline. Another great catch.
1st and 10 from the Steele 36-yard line. Thompson comes in motion, right to left, settles in on the left side. Hand off to Witt now up the middle. He puts his head down, breaks free again down to the 31-yard line. Different back, same result, about a 5-yard pickup that time, 2nd and 5.
Yeah, nice to see Alex Witt back in there, and a good change-up.
Well, I love that play. You had your tight end and your left guard Juan Dudier's pull to the right side.
And another big push up the middle. Inside the 25, that's going to be a 6-yard pickup and a first down for the Vipers again.
We're getting nice and lubed up on the front, man. 77 Luke Collins is just dominating right there along with his running buddy, the tight end, number 18, Landon Thomason.
Get
Nice
the sense
push.
that this big D line for Steele is not used to getting pushed around like that.
I 100% agree.
Back-to-back nice runs for Alex Wood. He comes out now as Ryan Shepard back in the game. He lines up in the pistol behind Buchanan. Vipers have the ball at the 25-yard line, moving from left to right. 9:56 to go. Play action. Buchanan looking, rolling right, fires over the right side, up the sideline and out of bounds. Graylin Spring, great concentration. That's going to be good for 5 yards, 2nd and 5.
Yeah, another tight window, but Spring made a nice catch and got his feet down in bounds.
What a cool looking play that is
Yeah.
right there. You pull the left guard, Gutierrez, and he ends up blocking the defensive end on the bootleg action.
Trips now to the left, handoff Shepard up the middle, inside the 15, down to the 13-yard line. Another big hole, 7 yards and a Viper first down.
Just kind of gashing him inside, Hank.
Boy, the offensive line, the big hogs for
And I love the
VANDEGRIFT.
tempo here. They're going right back at him.
Yes,
nice
they are.
Nice and lubed up.
Play action, swings it out left side, complete out there to Beecham. Looking for running room and finally shoved out of bounds at about the 12-yard line. Good job there by the Steele defense to fight through the blocks and hold that to about a 2-yard pickup.
Yeah, screen long throw out there. Buchanan showing great arm strength. But to your point, Merle, really well defended by that Steele secondary.
Well, they say that play is like a long handoff. That was an extremely long handoff.
That's about
because
as long as it gets.
Yeah, he's from the right hash. That ball was delivered all the way out to about the top of the numbers. Big time throw.
2nd and 9. Two receivers wide right. 9 minutes to go. Vipers up by 7, looking for more. Miles Coleman settling in at the right slot. Thompson moves over to the left tight end. And Beecham now lines up to the right side. Play action. Buchanan dropping back. Looking, firing towards the end zone on the right side. Caught, touchdown, VANDEGRIFT.
Wow.
Beautiful
Is that
play.
1 or 11?
That's 11 right
That's
there.
Graylin
Graylin
Spring.
So, again, Spring getting in the water moccasin, getting in on the party here.
Yes.
And another just fantastic drive where Vipers are mixing it up, gashing them with the run, hitting them with the pass, spreading them out, kind of making them run horizontally, and then finding Graylin Spring right in the middle of the field there on a little seamer out in the end zone.
All that pre-snap action, Scott, just I think it caused some confusion for the Steele secondary because he was wide open in
Wide
the end
open,
zone.
but great protection again, so
Yes.
he got time to deliver the ball. Great looking drive.
Good snap and hold. Kick is up. And Hayden Arnold is now 67 out of 67 on the season. 8:50 to go first half. Vipers up 14-0. We'll take a break and be right back. You're listening to VANDEGRIFT Vipers football on the ABC Home and Commercial Services High School Football Radio Network.
Family time, anytime, always worth every dime. On our way, chicken eat, unbelievable sweet tea. Express tenders, they're the best, not to mention all the rest. Chicken E's the place to go for all of us in the know. Plenty of sides to make a meal. Chicken E is for real. Follow me to Chicken E, gotta have their sweet tea.
Chris Province, CPA, your local tax expert and a great supporter of Viper football. With over 26 years of delivering excellent services in the areas of tax and accounting services, estate tax and retirement planning, business succession planning, and consulting. Chris, the Viper Nation's go-to expert for all things taxes. Chris and Pam Province wish the VANDEGRIFT 2020 football program success and a great season. Remember, it takes what it takes, Vipers.
Turn the ball over on downs. Just so far so good in all phases for the Vipers.
Just so many different guys coming from so many different angles. Not the same person setting the edge every time, Scott. Really causes problem for that Steele offense.
One thing we know about 6A football, they do play 4 quarters.
Yes, they do. 30-yard line, handoff right side, and pretty good run there out to about the 34-yard line. I believe that was Singleton on the carry. Picks up about 4 yards on the play, 2nd down and 6.
Sterling, Emerson, Foster.
The usual suspects.
The usual. Number 10. Slater Swartwood also involved, as usual.
3-yard gain on the play, 2nd and 7.
I hate it when the PA guy and I aren't on the same page.
I'm going with you, Merle.
2 receivers near side, 1 wide to the right. Handoff up the middle, and picking his way out across the 35 down to about the 38. Going to bring up about a 3rd down and 3.
Swartwood just sort of wrote him down from behind there.
The 38-yard line, tackle made by number 10.
Looked like a counter tray there almost. They pulled both guards to the left. A lot of beef moving around there.
Singleton again in the carry. 3rd down and 3 from the 42-yard line. Trips here to the near side. Dropping back, swings it out left side, and he is out.
What a
scramble for it, the 49-yard line picked up to the near sideline of the 45. Vipers have it inside the 40 to the 38, and then it's going to stand.
I think
wow.
Was that Jackson Oliver?
That
ball went squirting out of
it was like a missile.
It looked like a halfback pass.
What in the world did Jackson Oliver do to cause such a violent collision?
They're going to talk it over. I'm not sure he had possession. That's what the Steele coaches are saying. But I think, I looked to make it took a step or two and the ball came out.
A football move.
Right.
I don't know, but
100% agree. He was running upfield with the football.
And that thing shot ahead about 15 yards.
Oh no!
Ball incomplete.
I don't know. Can we get a replay on Vype?
You got to be kidding me.
I'm gonna watch that one.
We need a few extra $1,000 to have that kind of technology.
But it is 4th down.
It is 4th down.
Well, this down in distance, you got to think they're going to punt it, or
I would think.
We thought that before and they faked it.
So even if it is an incomplete pass, and it's, flip a coin, a good defensive play there by the Vipers again.
What if it happened on the other sideline if they would have called it differently? Fortunately, it was on this side of the field, right in front of the Steele coaches, so they were out there lobbying.
An intense lobbying effort, yep.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about that call, guys. He looked like he had possession to me all the way.
Making a move, and Oliver came up to make the hit, and the ball just shot out.
Time out of the field. KP Swartwood riding in. It's a little outdated now, but it still applies. Says, great stop, go defense. Special shout out to number 10 defense, Slater Swartwood from Mimi and Yes.
I think it still applies.
I think it does still apply, yep.
Still another great stop.
That was from the previous drive, but it definitely still applies. 7:39 to go, 14-0. Vipers figure to get it back here if they actually do punt it away.
Something squirrely doesn't happen, they try to fake another one. But
well, Coach Sanders called the timeout here, so I would imagine they're having a discussion about that, right?
Any possible, scenario here, they're going to have it covered.
I'm quite certain he has made some corrective comments on the last.
Yeah. And what a great opportunity if the Vipers do, in fact, get this ball back.
Yes.
Get good field position. And their offense clicking on all cylinders. So
It looks like the number one defense is out there, not the punt return unit, and
nobody
back deep. Caleb Davis set to punt it away, allegedly.
There's Beecham now.
Now he's going back. Snap goes through, and Davis puts the left foot to it and bangs over here to the near side. Takes a high bounce. Beecham's going to field it at the 20-yard line. Breaks the tackle, breaks another tackle, and knocked down the 21. Broke 2 tackles, picked up 1 yard. But more importantly, guys, he saved probably about 5 yards by just picking it up.
Easily 5, because it was still looked like I had a decent amount of roll left.
Right.
That's one of those things where you, as a coach, the defense is closing in there. Maybe you don't want them to field it, but I have no doubt that everybody trusts number one's hand at this point after what we've seen. Yeah. When's the last time you saw a left-footed punter?
I know.
I'm a left-footed.
I am too.
So you punt left with the left foot and you throw right-handed?
Yeah, go figure.
Yes, well, that explains a lot. That explains a lot.
Short punting, very short punting.
I'm starting to figure, after 5 years doing this, I'm starting to figure some things out.
I'm an enigma.
Hand off right side, cutting it up across the 20 out to the 22-yard line. Gain of about 2 yards on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd down and 8. Ryan Shepard on the carry. Yeah, I was the same way. I punted with my left foot, kicked with my right foot, and sucked with both of them. So
you're ambidextrous.
Ambidextrous, yeah.
Really bad with both feet. Yeah.
Short gain, 2nd and 9.
Coming up on the 7-minute mark, Vipers up 14-0 with Love. Nothing more than about a 6-minute, 30-second drive ending in a touchdown here.
I like that call, Merle. I hope you didn't blow your last one on the 5-hour energy.
Play action pass, looking, pump fake.
Oh boy.
Now he's got a receiver behind the defense, and it is.
Oh, that's a flag.
There it is. There it is. Okay.
Miles Coleman.
Yes, they did.
He was beat deep. That was a heck of a long throw. It took a while to develop.
Yeah.
Had great amount of time. It was a double move, and Miles got by him. And really, all they could do is just kind of try to mug him before the ball came down. Otherwise, that would have been a big game.
It's such an advantage for Miles Coleman to have great speed. The downside is that happens a lot when the ball's underthrown because he outraces it.
I haven't yet seen somebody out overthrow him.
It's interesting to see the eye discipline, or what the eyes of the defensive back is doing there, because the pump fake from Braden Buchanan, you got to wonder if they're biting on that, but obviously they did. Coleman ran into the wide open spaces, and it was a extremely long throw. No question, a penalty there, plus 10 for the Vipers.
Has the ball out to the 37-yard line. Fresh set of downs. 1st and 10, 6:45 to go. Two receivers wide left, one to the near side. Handoff up the middle. And Shepard, following his blockers up to the 40-yard line, picks up about 3 yards on the play. Good patient running that time.
Good patient running, and we talked about the Vipers' execution. The last couple drives have been helped big time by some key penalties.
Yes.
Face mask on that last drive that kind of got the Vipers out of the hole a little bit, and this pass interference penalty puts them in good shape too.
Two receivers wide left, now 3 over there to the left side. Now they're going to send Coleman in motion to the left as well. They swing it out to Coleman in the left flat, inside across the 40 to 45. Good burst of speed across the 50-yard line. Stays on his feet all the way down inside the 40 to the 38-yard line.
Oh, yeah. He might not be very big, but he's a tough guy.
Yes.
Right now.
Is that technically a pass? No, yeah, it was. Or would he throw it backwards? Or that's a reception, isn't it?
Yep. We'll give it to him.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Well.
No bias whatsoever. 1st and 10, Vipers at the 38-yard line. Handoff up the middle. Shepard breaks the tackle, spins inside the 35 down to the 33. 2nd and 5.
I love the tempo too. I think the Vipers smell a little blood in the water.
Yep.
Yeah, you love it, but I'm not so sure about the Steele Knights. They appear to be struggling a bit. You see the the defensive lineman guys with their hands on their hips, trying to take that pressure off the sternum, which is that's a sign that they're tired. I've been in that position before, like walking up the stairs here.
I'm doing it right now. That's kind of scary. 2nd and 5 from the 33-yard line. Dropping back Buchanan, looking, pump fake, good protection again, fires right side, got a receiver, that's spring to the 25, stiff arm at the 20, and knocked that about to the 17-yard line. That should be a flag. It was flung well out of bounds.
What in the heck?
How could that not be a flag? It's a flag in the backfield.
There's a flag on the field.
So, good protection, but I think somebody got a little jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I agree with you, Merle. That should have been a penalty on the sidelines for sure.
That's going to make it 2nd and 15 now with 5:32 to go.
Well, see if the Vipers can overcome a penalty here.
Interesting no call. That would have been offsetting penalties.
Yeah, it would have been. Instead of 2nd and 15 from the Steele 43-yard line. 2 receivers split out to either side for the Vipers. Buchanan, quick drop. Fires over the left side. Got a receiver spring wide open inside the 30 to the 25. They pick it up and more down to the 23-yard line.
I think that was Landon Thomas.
Oh, was it Thomason? You're right, yep.
Yep. So, again, spread the ball around to the playmakers. Finding a way him down. He was just in the slot that time. And
Gotta love it when the tight end catches a pass like that.
Vipers going quickly. Buchanan drops the snap, picks it up, fires over to the center of the field. Caught, Shepard into the end zone, touchdown.
Man. What a play.
Just the way he drew it up.
Yeah, just kind of calmly picked up the snap, maintained his composure, and had Shepard running right down the middle of the field. What a start by these Vipers.
Wow.
Whoa. And this stands below us here that are jam-packed are absolutely stunned. Love it.
It's the sound of silence.
Yes, it is.
21-0. This is an 11-0 football team. These fans are not used to seeing their team down like this.
Good snap and hold. Kick is up. Arnold stays perfect, and with 5:14 to go in the first half, all Vipers so far, 21-0. We'll take a break and be right back. You're listening to Vandergrift Vipers football on the Austin Radio Network.
The best football teams in Texas collide inside AT&T Stadium, all battling to be crowned champions. Get your tickets now for the UIL State Championships. Be a part of this Texas tradition. Log on to SeatGeek.com.
Chris Province, CPA, your local tax expert and a great supporter of Viper football. With over 26 years of delivering excellent services in the areas of tax and accounting services, estate tax and retirement planning, business succession planning, and consulting. Chris, the Viper Nation's go-to expert for all things taxes. Chris and Pam Province wish the Vandegrift 2020 football program success and a great season. Remember, it takes what it takes, Vipers.
21-0. Vipers on top. 5:14 to go in the first half. Couldn't have scripted any better, guys.
Off to a great start. You know, and sort of I'm thinking through the first half, and maybe there's the one kind of holding penalty. Other than that,
yeah, that's the only miscue.
Yeah, you know, and then credit Steele on the fake punt. The Vipers, had it played well, but Steele executed it. Other than that, gone according to script here, hey?
No question about it, man. And you're in a strange symmetrical look. Every one of the drives have started on the 22-yard line. That time you went 6 plays and 78 yards for a touchdown.
I think there's still time to get one more stop and get one more score.
I like that. And the kickoff is going to sail down inside the 5-yard line, goes into the end zone for another touchback. And the Viper defense will come out in the field with 80 yards of turf behind them. 5:14 to go here in this first half, up 21-0.
We'll see what kind Steele's not a team that's going to panic, right?
Right.
They have won way too many football games, not just this year, but throughout the entire life of this program. The fans here are stunned, but it won't take much to get them back in this thing if Steele can find a way to put together a drive and punch one in here.
Merle, you made this point in the opening segment is they're not really set up to come from behind in this situation, but they've got to go down and get a score right now. And I think if it's, that's the game plan for them.
There's lots of time left.
Yes, there is indeed.
And case in point, handoff left side, picking up about 9 yards on the play. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 1 for the Knights.
To your point, Scott, no panic right there. That's pretty much bread and butter Steele football. Power run to the left.
Knights up to the line, 2nd and 1. Handoff up the middle, now bouncing to the left side, out across the 35, and stacked up there, a host of Vipers in the stop, but good enough for a first down. First down and 10 for Cibolo Steele. On the carry was Bailey.
Swartwood again on the stop. Mimi and Yes Yes, much like that. And also Alex Foster.
Whoops. I forgot to change the quarter on my scoreboard. Second down, or first down and 10 from the 36-yard line. Handoff up the middle, and flung down back to the 38-yard line. A couple of yards pickup there, but Tucker Harrison hanging on and just kind of flung him back on a wrestling move there.
Tell you what, man, you got to have a strong core to do that.
Yeah.
He must be doing some abs.
He's on the Hank Hudson ab crusher program.
Yeah, I'll be working my abs over the Thanksgiving holiday, that's for sure.
Yeah, they'll be getting a workout already. Just getting up off the couch.
Yes, well.
Second down and 7 for the Knights. Inside of 4 minutes to go. Vipers in command early here. Trips now wide right, to the near side. Empty back set for the quarterback, Vincent. Vincent dropping back, looking. Pocket starts to break down, rolls to his right. Still rolling. Now he's going to tuck it under, get what he can get. And Emerson just kind of shoving him out of bounds. We'll see where they spot this football. Looks like they're going to spot him at about the 42-yard line.
Yeah, picked up a couple.
Yeah.
Nice job on the scramble. But boy, Hank, I don't know if you saw this, the push that Harrison was getting that time.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
Big old lineman and just driving him right back into his quarterback.
Well, 3-man rush, you get decent pressure there. Not better than decent, really good pressure.
Yeah,
and
no
then
place when you do that, just no place for him to step up.
Right.
Well, and then there was just no place for him to throw the ball.
Yeah, great coverage.
3rd and 5 from the 42-yard line, moving from right to left. Empty back again. Swing it out here to the near side. Met immediately as soon as he caught it. And it's going to be go for about a yard loss on the play. So they swung it out in the left flat to Marion Contreras.
Max Ewell got there first.
What, Max Ewell and Jackson Oliver, I'm looking out there. I'm not throwing a screen to those two.
No.
I'm not doing it.
I'll tell you what, I saw that play develop, and I looked immediately down here. Max Ewell, he already knew what was going on, he took like an inside rip move, like a defensive end or something, and just totally defeated the blocker.
He jumped all over that, and then Jackson Oliver was right there to help him clean it up.
Punting it out. And the most impressive part of that play for me was the defense waited until the receiver caught the football. Would have been so easy to mistime that and get a pass interference. 4th and 6, loss of a yard back at the 41-yard line. Another booming punt left side, fair catch called for and made by Beecham at the 25-yard line. And Scott, 2:51 to go. We'll see if you predict the computer.
I like it. And Viper offense, look at them. They're fired up over there. Viper fans are getting into it. I think they're smelling another drive here. And boy, we've seen that offense, especially throwing the football. It doesn't take them long.
Right.
Based on what we've seen, man, they are moving with a sense of urgency, that hurry-up offense, and I think it's really causing Steele some fits in terms of.
And Steele's not a team. They haven't been bringing a ton of pressure, so Braden Buchanan's had all sorts of time back there to find his receivers open, and they're winning the matchups in the secondary.
First down 10 at the 25-yard line. Handoff, Shepard up the middle. Spins out across the 30 and all the way out to the 35-yard line. 1 on 4, and he was still pushing the pile. First down.
Well, you have to like the favorable omens that are happening right now.
Yeah, this is the way they're running the football against this defensive front.
They are just road grading up there. It's a beautiful sight to behold from this vantage point. We're getting a good look at that right tackle, Luke Collins, and the right guard, number 76, Kevin Corcoran.
Yeah, that wears on you, too.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at all. Let's see. All three of the Steele defensive linemen have their hands on their hips. Tired.
First down at the 38-yard line. 2:29 to go. Vipers up by 21. Pass complete to Beecham across the 45. He's pushing the pile forward out to the 47-yard line. That's going to be good for another Viper first down. Just a little sort of quasi-slant there in the right slot.
Yeah, I love it. Just may have been one of those sort of RPOs, but finding Beecham in that little hole in the zone.
2:15 to go. Vipers on the move again at the 48-yard line. Their own 48 going left to right. Low snap. Handoff. Witt into Steele territory down to the 48-yard line, but about a 5-yard pickup. Second, I'll give him 4. 2nd and 6.
Vipers in plus territory again. Hank on the move.
Well, we've seen more of Witt early in this game, which he looks to be a pretty effective ball carrier.
I just like the changeup. You depend so much on Ryan Shepard. You want to make sure he's got fresh legs at all times.
Right.
Great changeup.
Trips wide left, one of the near side. 2nd and 6 from the Steele 47. 100 ticks on the clock in the half. Play action. Buchanan dropping back. Good protection. Now the pocket breaks down, flies over to the left side. Got a receiver wide open out there. It's Spring at the 40. Spins inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line. Good for a Viper first down. Little schoolyard ball there.
Yeah, nice play. Buchanan rolling all the way to his right, but just a testament to his arm strength. There isn't a throw he can't make, and isn't a receiver he can't throw open. And
Viper offensive line's in total control right now, guys. Buchanan had all day to throw the ball that time.
So receivers left to the near side. Buchanan dropping back, looking, pump fake. Fires over to the right side, complete, and incomplete. Ball jarred loose. Tried to get to Rajon Middleton. Took a shot there.
Well-timed hit by the defender on that play.
Abdul Mata with the hit. Stops the clock with 1:11 to go.
Big defensive lineman chugging off the field. But I tell you what, notice the difference, guys, in the three-man rush the Steele is getting versus what the three-man rush that the Vipers are getting. It's a completely different dynamic.
I don't know if you're keeping tabs on time of possession here, but those three for Steele have been out there a long time. And Vipers sort of have a way of cycling fresh horses out there, too.
Buchanan dropping back, 2nd and 10. Fires over to the right sideline, and a sliding catch made at the 32-yard line. Grayland Springs having a night. It's going to pick up about 7 yards on the play. 3rd and 3. Clock continues to roll inside of a minute.
Yeah, he's having a really good night.
Boy, as a defensive coordinator, you got to hate trying to defend that because he's making these throws, Scott, that are so long.
Yeah, he's throwing 95-mile-an-hour fastballs out there.
Handoff Shepard up the middle. Big hole inside the 25. Puts his shoulder down and pounds it down to the 19-yard line. First down Vipers. Let's see if they come up. And they're going to stop the clock to move the chains.
Yep, Vipers have plenty of time here. They still have 2 timeouts left, so.
I think they have one. One timeout left.
Trips wide left again. Ball spot at the 20-yard line. Buchanan dropping back. Looking. Hit as he throws it. Got a receiver sliding down to the 1-yard line.
What a catch.
First and goal at the 1.
I think that was that.
Who was that? I think that was.
Who was that masked man?
No, that was 15. That was Nelson.
Nelson, yes.
And again, spreading the ball around. Just way too many weapons out there for a defense to deal with.
This pace is killing Steele, guys.
Yeah, they got to call a timeout. They are just absolutely.
They're gassed.
Listen to the Viper fans. Wow. That's all the way across the way.
Pretty good turnout tonight from the Viper faithful.
Yeah.
Yes.
They
battling that I-35
traffic and showing up big here, and so have the Vipers. Not sure we've seen a half any better than this one.
I don't think so. Just not against a quality opponent.
Yeah, I tell you what, just ruthless efficiency right now from the Vipers on offense. Aside from that one 10-yard holding penalty, everything is working against a very good football team, and they've got some size and speed. To your point, Merle, that we haven't seen this year.
Yeah.
And when you're putting up this kind of performance against a team like Cibolo Steele, let the buyer be. Look,
the Vipers and their size and speed and their execution have just neutralized it. I mean, it's and Steele. I mean, they are just looking around each other like, what in the world got off that bus over there?
Well, I think the coaching staff from Taft and Edinburgh Vale are here tonight because they play tomorrow. I think they both had brown hair when they got here. It's gray now. First and goal from the 1 with 29 seconds to go.
First and goal from the 1-yard line.
Vipers get the ball to start the second half. 3 backs in the backfield along with Buchanan. Low snap. Man, nobody to throw to. He's going to go to the left side and just side steps into the end zone. Touchdown.
I don't think that was how that play was.
No,
I don't either.
I'd have no one left to hand it to. I'm just going to go ahead and just roll right into the end zone.
Did you see his little gallop into the end zone there? He took a little, looked like a Clydesdale, prancing into the end zone.
But yeah, you're right. You're right, Scott. That was a low snap. By the time he picked it up off the carpet, there was nobody left back there.
I was like, I'm just going to go ahead and roll on in.
And for the point after, Hayden Arnold.
Arnold for his 4th extra point attempt of the ball game. Out of the hold of Hudson Lilly, who has not seen the field tonight other than on extra points. And the kick is up and good. 25 seconds to go. All Vandergrift, 28-0. We'll take a break. Be back for the final 25 seconds of the first half. You are listening to Vandergrift Vipers football on the Austin Radio Network.
Wow.
If you or your Vandegrift athlete have suffered an orthopedic injury or have joint pain, let Dr. Matthew Crawford and his team at Austin Orthopedics and Sports Medicine take care of you. Dr. Crawford specializes in diagnosis and treatment of sports-related injuries with an emphasis on injury prevention and conservative treatments. He and his team offer cutting-edge arthroscopic and minimally invasive surgical techniques. Visit them today at austin-orthopedics.com. Let Austin Orthopedics and Sports Medicine keep you at the top of your game.
6A Division II playoff football tonight on the Austin Radio Network. VandeGrift Vipers playoff football as they lead the Steele Knights 28-0 with 25 seconds to go in the first half. Set to kick it away. Your defense can get off the field. You get the ball to start the second half, up 28 points.
Well, with 25 seconds left, Steele's not renowned for their passing game. You know, I hate to correct you there, Merle, but you said that Hudson Lilly is only in on the extra points. He's on the kickoff coverage team and drew that 15-yard penalty.
That's right.
That's a great point.
He's one of the first guys down there.
Yes, he is. You gotta love when the backup quarterback is on the kickoff coverage unit.
They never put me on kickoff coverage in my life.
I mean, that speaks to the mentality of the player.
Yeah.
Arnold set to kick it away from the 40-yard line. And a short high kick this time. Going to be fielded at the 6, up to the 10. To the 15, up the far sideline of the 20, and knocked down to the 23-yard line. That's where Steele will take over 1st and 10 with 21 seconds to go. Of course, my point was that he's the Vipers punter and hasn't had to punt tonight.
That's right. Yeah, hasn't been that busy. Nice play on kickoff coverage that time by Connor Freeman. He was the man down that made the tackle.
That old Connor Freeman. You had his buddy down there, also number 33. That is McGuane, Cole McGuane.
Cole McGuane was on that too. Former Pop Warner teammates.
Yes, indeed.
Just how you used to teach them on special teams, right? Hank?
Well, you know, special teams when they're 10 and 11 years old.
A little different story.
It's special if you can line up.
Handoff up the middle. Nice hole across the 30. And out to the 35 to the 37-yard line. Picking up about 12 or 13 yards. Ran out on my camera shot. They're still pushing the pile forward, which is okay because he's only gaining a couple yards and the clock is ticking down.
Advantage Vipers on the.
Ball out of there while he got him stood up.
Got another 4 seconds run off the clock during that.
This will be the last play of the half here.
Yeah, 5 seconds to go. They get it off, handoff up the middle, right side. Nope, the quarterback's going to keep it. Vincent looking for running room and is going to step out of bounds.
That's the.
Oh,
come on! How about a flag? That's uncalled for.
Yeah, we got a really
late hit.
And that was a cheap
shot.
That is
such a cheap shot.
So Steele is kind of coming on here. They hit Max Ewell way late.
I can't believe the referee
didn't see it. So no flags.
Well, you just hope Max Ewell is okay because he's one of the keys of the Viper defense.
That's a total cheap shot.
He's still down on his knees trying to get him up. And
well, I guess, you know, if you're down 28-0 at the half, you got to get one in after the.
Well, that's a deal where Max had pulled up.
Yeah.
And, you know, the play is over.
The quarterback ran out of bounds.
Yeah, the play was over. And so you're in a totally defenseless position there. That is just unbelievable.
Yeah, I think he hopefully just got the wind knocked out of him.
We'll keep it here until we see if he can get off the sideline. The good news is the Vipers are up 28-0 at the half, and they're helping him now to his feet.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be okay.
Yeah, he looks like he's going to be fine and hopefully angry.
Yeah.
In the second half about that little shot.
So on that note, the first half comes to an end. Vipers in command, 28-0. Max Ewell is walking off the field, getting a little assistance, but not limping or anything, so that's a great sign for the Vipers. You'd hate to have that hanging over your head as you go into the locker room, but what is half of the Vipers, guys?
Yeah, I mean, you really I'm never stunned by anything the Vipers do.
Right.
But just in terms of the level of execution that we just witnessed here was just incredible. And you can see what sort of potential this team has when they execute like that.
Right.
And
put an undefeated team in a program like Steele down 28-0 at halftime.
And it only gets worse for Steele because here comes the VandeGrift High School marching band. They were delayed. Yeah, they delayed in their arrival today, but they're taking the field.
But Hank, I'm just obviously a whole nother half to go here, and Vipers are going to get the ball to start it. They can really set a tone. I think Steele is a bit shell shocked. They've been contained on offense. They're not a team that scores a ton of points a game. They've scored enough to win, but they're not a team that's going to light things up like a video game.
Right.
But defensively they've been lights out all year. We talked about that. Okay, something's got to give here because they're only averaging giving up about 10 points a game.
Yeah, both teams are averaging 12 points, giving up 12 points on defense, so a little more than 10. But I think they're just used to pushing people around and being the big kid, the big bully on the block. And the shoe is definitely on the other foot. They've been hitting the mouth and being pushed backwards all night so far in this first half.
Well, we'll step aside here. It is halftime, 28-0. Vipers on top. You are listening to VandeGrift Vipers football on the ABC Home Commercial Services High School Football Radio Network. it longer, that's fine.
In a month, it costs you only $24 a year to get all of your Vype news throughout the entire year. Subscribe today. What are you waiting for? It's less than a cup of coffee a month. Become a Vype Insider. $2.99 a month, $23.99 for the whole year. Hey, it's Vype. We will see you at the games.
Hey, Viper football fans, we'd like to say congratulations to 4 Points Rugby on their 2021 state championship. 4 Points Rugby is built on an attitude of respect, sportsmanship, accountability, and character. If you're tough enough to be a Viper football fan, maybe you're tough enough to join 4 Points Rugby Club. There's no rugby experience necessary. To join or get more information about 4 Points Rugby Club, contact us at 4pointsrugbyclub@gmail.com. Come win another state championship with 4 Points Rugby in 2022.
Hi, Viper fans. This is Krista Spring, top sales agent with the HD Realty team.
Hi, this is Holly Dees, broker-owner of the HD Realty team. Together, Krista and our team have over 20 years of real estate experience.
As busy current and former Viper moms, we love helping our Vipers and their families make moves happen on and off the field.
HD Realty team would love to help with your next move. Call Krista Spring or Holly Dees today.
Go Vipers!
Hashtag run it back.
Go number 11. Hashtag water moccasin.
When you buy or sell a piece of property, it helps to have a friend in the business. Independence Title will pick up the ball on your transaction and take it right across the goal line. Independence is locally owned right here in Austin with deep roots in the Vandergrift community. Independence is also the Austin Business Journal's #1 title company. Work with the home team at Independence Title. Call 329-5299 or go to independencetitle.com.
High School Marching Band under the direction of Stephen Dieter and Buck Palmer. Guard instructors are Philip Phillips, Dale Drake, Mark Foster, and Gary Guerra. The band is under the field direction of drum major Sophie Abadua, Haley Davis, Caleb Hernandez, Lily.
Welcome back to Lynn Hoff Stadium. 28-0 the score here. The Vandegrifts Vipers on top of the Cibolo Steele Knights. Happy to have you with us here on this Friday night, last weekend before Thanksgiving. Hopefully everybody out there will have a happy Thanksgiving. Give you caught up a couple of scores here while Hank totals up the stats here on the Flex ATX scoreboard. Cedar Park leading Angleton 14-7 early second quarter. It is Rouse over Floresville 31-13 midway through the second quarter. Liberty Hill over Bernie Champion 20-0. And Laga Vista just outside of Cedar Park leading London 21-0. Actually passed the Laga Vista team buses on the way down here tonight. So hopefully they got to the stadium on time. Austin McCallum all over Alamo Heights 35-0. Just some of the local scores here as we move on to round number 2 of the playoffs. A lot of numbers there. And Hank, you got a lot of numbers as well.
My goodness, man. I need an abacus to add all that up. It was an unbelievable display of offensive prowess in that first half from Vandergrift. So you've got over 300 yards of total offense. Wow. You got 4 possessions, guys. You got 4 touchdowns. We got Brian Shepard with 12 carries for 86 yards. Witt came in for to spell him for 3 carries and 16 yards. Braden Buchanan has 2 carries for only 3 yards, but 2 touchdowns, and 1 prancing gallop into the end zone.
And a fine reception, too.
Yeah, and a very fine reception. That's right. So I've got the Vipers totals. It looks like we are Buchanan's 15 out of 17 for about 180 yards, total of 213 yards passing. There has been 7 different Vipers who've caught the ball. So it's been an amazing offensive effort so far from the Vipers. And equally,
you got to fire the offensive coordinator.
Yeah, right.
He's not getting it done. Man, oh man, that was just amazing.
And equally impressive, Scott, from the defense, don't you think? I mean, what a great job against this vaunted Cibolo Steele offensive attack, just really shutting it down.
I think Steele is one of those teams that's just they're so used to kind of imposing their will on people, right? And just kind of doing as they wish, especially establishing the run, and the Viper defense has just been so active. Also love the scheme, and we're seeing probably more sort of stunting and kind of run stunts and blitzes that have definitely confused and kept that offensive line of the Knights off balance. And then just playing Viper football on defense, just really aggressive, good tackling and getting after the football.
Perhaps the biggest contrast to me, and I want to ask Zach about this, is the three-man rush of the Vipers. Tucker Harrison on one side, Oliver Yendo on the other. I mean, they are upfield in the face of the quarterback for Steele every single snap with just three guys. Conversely, DeCibolo Steele front three are just not getting much penetration or push, and then we're seeing them chug off the field in exhaustion because the Vipers are just running it down their throats.
I think they're getting tired. I think that Viper D line is just a whole lot quicker and playing a lot more aggressively. So it's been it's been fun to watch, but clearly advantage Vipers when it comes to that front seven.
I don't know what the exact stats were, but I think the numbers last week were something like 500 yards of total offense and 111 for Sam Marcus. Dr. Molina's going to run away.
Oh, man. Come on. We want to interview them.
On the radio.
Come on. Man, that would have been awesome.
One of us needs to fake a limp quick get back up here.
Dr. Marty Molina.
Zach does a lot, obviously a lot for the community, but obviously a big Viper fan and supporting this program tonight. So good to have. First of all, I'm glad he's up here checking on us.
Yes,
well, sure we're okay. Not having to go down and treat any injuries at halftime for the Vipers. I take that as a good sign.
Texas Family Physicians, and Zach is wired up here. With, I think I heard him say in my ear that we got the injury. Is that correct? Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll get to that here when we can. As Zach is going to hear from Zach for the first time tonight with a mad scramble to get down the air. We've been talking about the traffic all night long. The Viper fans a little late to get here, but they showed up in force. And Zach, what's it been like down there at the sideline? I bet that sideline just is an awful place to be tonight.
Yeah, the Viper band a little late to get here. They had to skip their spot on the school song at the beginning of the game. They said the VandeGrift band is not here yet. So, but man, we drove the car all the way up to the press box, threw everything on, and got down to that sideline, and man, is it electric. The first thing, the first player I talked to was Slater Swartwood and said they didn't shake our hand.
Ooh.
That's what he said. He said they didn't shake our hand. And
wow.
Do you talking about when the captains went for the coin flip? Oh, wow.
He said that turned him up.
Oh, man.
Good.
And I was talking to Max Ewell before he went out on that last defensive possession. And he was like, I don't know why you do that. And he said he referenced last year when they played Brennan. And there were guys like kind of dancing at midfield like before the game and kind of talking trash to VandeGrift and when you're in a game where you're favored and you're bigger and you're stronger and you think you're faster, that's just not the game. I don't think. It's like why are you trying to give yourself some energy when you shouldn't need it? And that's what this VandeGrift team needs. I feel like they've gone so long as the team with the target on their back, as the team that's supposed to win, and they haven't been an underdog in a long time, and for them to finally get into a spot where they lost to Round Rock just a couple weeks ago, they're playing an undefeated Steele team that has a better record than VandeGrift. Normally we'd get to this spot and we'd say undefeated Steele versus undefeated VandeGrift, and that's not the case. So they're finally at a place where they're the underdog, and it's so cool to see this team kind of relish that role. I mean, it's different than the sidelines that I've been on in the past, and where it's kind of business as usual, and we're having fun, and this is like, hey, like this is serious. Like we're gonna prove some people wrong.
Yeah, they're playing well, really executing well, but playing with some toughness too, and have been up to the challenge of having a team line up across from them and say, we're not shaking your hands. See if they do after.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if you're a Steele fan right now, you've just got to be thinking, what is going on? Because you've got an 11-0 team coming in here, which is the best team on paper they've had in 3 or 4 years. They've been coming to the playoffs, but they've been having 3-4 losses every year.
Right.
Then you look at the 2 previous results, and if anybody who's at those games, they bossed those 2 games around. VandeGrift was smaller. They didn't have as much size up front. This is a completely different situation right now, and the tables have turned. The Vipers are in complete control of this football game.
What do you think back to that loss to Round Rock? It could have gone, it could have gone one or two ways, because they came out a little flat against Hutto and kind of found their footing, and the weird, with the stadium under construction, all that kind of stuff. And they came out bad against Round Rock, but man, they responded last week. This is responding on steroids.
Yeah, you go back to that Round Rock game, which I think was in hindsight, it was probably a good lesson.
Yes.
Like what do you say? You either win or you learn. And I think what they learned is, look, if we don't play Viper football and we make mistakes and we don't play with the kind of discipline that we know we can.
Right.
Because that was a mistake-riddled football game from a Viper perspective. And, guess what? It gets you beat when you play against a good team. So no more of that. Let's get back to playing Viper football, executing well, playing with some toughness. And that's exactly what we saw on display in a big way in the first half.
Well, Steele with 4 penalties in that first half, and 2 that weren't called, in my opinion. We had that out-of-bounds play that we all thought that should have been a late hit, and then this deal right here at the end of the half, that was a flagrant.
Yeah, Zach, did you catch that?
I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
Yeah, Max Ewell took a shot kind of well at the end of the play, kind of one of those crackback blocks. It looked like, we saw just the tail end of it, but looked like he got the wind knocked out of him. I think he's going to be fine and hopefully just come out even that much angrier in the second half. But, yeah, not a great moment there to close the half for Steele, but Vipers have a chance for a little payback here as they get the ball first to start the second half.
It kind of bookended what you said about them not shaking hands at the coin toss. That kind of bookended that with that little cheap shot there at the half.
I go back to a play pretty early in the game. It was the extra point on the first or second touchdown for VANDEGRIFT, and there was kind of some extracurriculars going on, and Damian Wimberly, big number 99, the defensive lineman, came off and kind of got yelled at by the coaches a little bit, and he walks over to me and he's like, "Hey, I'm not going to let them punk us." and that's
good for him.
I mean, you're Steele, you're pumping out D1 players, you're so big all over the field, and then you look across at VANDEGRIFT with the school that just won band national champion.
Yeah. We got a state championship in swimming and golf.
Yeah, they just lost to Round Rock pretty badly. You're like, hey, we're going to come in here and we're going to do what we do to district opponents, to everybody this year. We're going to kind of assert ourselves and punk them, if you will, and kind of fold them a little bit. And so for Damian to kind of get in trouble a little bit for talking back.
Yeah.
But for him to kind of recognize, like, hey, I'm not going to let them punk us, like, because that's what a school like this tries to do, and that's what a school like this is good at.
Yep.
It's won them state championships. So for VANDEGRIFT to kind of have this different kind of fight and to recognize that, it's a fun sideline to be on.
Not sure if you saw, Zach, the play on the kickoff. I think it was after the second touchdown. Hudson Lilly, a backup quarterback on the kickoff coverage unit, which is very cool.
Which is glorious.
Yes.
Awesome.
So he came down and he got blasted from behind, and they called the block in the back penalty. And the Cibolo Steele guy who made the block, he was just jawing, running his mouth. You could just see he was getting flexing to go into flex pose. And as Hudson Lilly got up and ran off the field, he just pointed the flag and started running the other direction.
Well, I got one more for you before we get to the interview. Hayden Arnold, the kicker. There was, I think it was the second kickoff. There's a guy that comes way across the field and just gets into it with them while trying to block the kicker like 50 yards away from
Bush
the ball.
League.
And they're kind of going at it for a second, and the guy's holding them, and then all of a sudden Hayden just kind of turns and throws him. and I come to him on the sideline, and I was like, hey, he stopped messing with you after that one, huh? And I said, after I threw him, I said, you just got thrown by the kicker.
That's pretty funny. 28-0, halftime score. Vipers on top. Still one half of football left before we celebrate too much here. Got to remind ourselves we got a dangerous and probably very angry Cibolo Steele club in the locker room we got to survive another 24 minutes against. But so far off to a good start as a Viper band on the field. The late arriving Viper band, that's okay. They're the defending national champions. I think they can be forgiven. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll hear what Coach Sanders had to say as Zach had a chance to catch up with him on the sideline as the first half ended. Halftime here, 28-0, VANDEGRIFT Vipers football on the ABC Home and Commercial Services High School Football Radio Network.
The best football teams in Texas collide inside AT&T Stadium, all battling to be crowned champions. Get your tickets now for the UIL State Championships. Be a part of this Texas tradition. Log on to SeatGeek.com. The best football teams in Texas collide inside AT&T Stadium, all battling to be crowned champions. Get your tickets now for the UIL State Championships. Be a part of this Texas tradition. Log on to SeatGeek.com.
Considering buying, selling, or leasing property in the Austin area? Kim Krant Allison, Realtor with Caldwell Banker Realty, has been in Austin for over 25 years and is a 4 Points area resident, proud Vandergrift parent, and supporter of Viper football. Whether you'd like to learn what your home might sell for, purchase a vacation home, or invest in real estate, Kim is the perfect partner to help you achieve your goals. Contact Kim Krant Allison at cbrealty.com or visit kimsellsatx.com today. Kim Krant Allison, Realtor with Caldwell Banker Realty.
For your halftime enjoyment, the Viper Band and Vision Dance Company will be performing some football.
Welcome back to Lane Hoff Stadium. 28-0. Vipers on top here at the end of the first half. Merle, Scott, Hank, and Zach here in the booth. And along with Aaron back at the studios, Mitchell Padgett keeping an eye on the video side for us. If you're wondering where the crowd mic is, we've got it unplugged because we have 5 inputs and only 4 available channels.
One, it's Zach.
Yeah. Speaking of Zach, he had a chance to catch up to head coach Drew Sanders just a few moments ago at the end of the first half. Let's hear what Coach Sanders had to say about the first half of Viper football.
Very accurately, and not only that, like we're catching the ball in traffic, and so hats off to our offense. It's a nice start. Defensively, I'm pleased that we're not getting knocked off the ball. You know, what's happening right now is we are doing some of our 4-down and 3-down stunts, and we're able to sustain or come close to sustaining the line of scrimmage, and I was definitely worried about that because they're so big and strong. But we're able to not get knocked back, and if we can do that and make them continue to drive the field, we stand a chance to win this game.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep, thank you.
This thing isn't in the bag yet.
Yeah.
A whole other half to execute, but pretty pleased with how his team played in the first half.
I think you could characterize that statement as not counting your chickens before they hatch. So Coach Sanders knows there's another 2 quarters of football to be played against a championship caliber football team, 11-0, Cibolo Steele, and they're going to come out. I agree.
They're going to be embarrassed.
Yeah.
They're going to come out here.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty
You made this comment off air. I think they're going to come out and they're going to be hyper mad, and we're going to see some. It'll be interesting to see if they can maintain their composure because I'm not sure they did such a good job of that in the first half.
Yeah, I was talking to some of the people on the sideline, and they're like, man, now we know how good this San Antonio district is, and I thought they were undefeated, and this team is about to come storming out of the second half. Like, I'd be careful on the kickoff type thing because this is not a team that goes away quietly into the night, which is what I feel like Hank would say. So I mean, this is a team you have to put away. You can't just win a game against Steele. You have to put them away, and you have to get to a point where you're comfortable when they do start scoring a couple touchdowns, where it's not cutting into your lead that much. So hopefully our team can come out and play good special teams, which is always so important in a Coach Sanders run Vandergrift team, and the defense. You just can't miss a beat. I mean, you just had your star linebacker get blasted late, and you kind of have to carry that into the second half because you're going to need to play with the kind of conviction and the emotion that they played with in that first half. You're going to need that in the second half because Steele is trying to have that same half that you did.
Right.
In the second.
Yeah, right, exactly.
That same type of emotion, come from behind, underdog. They're trying to that's going to be them in the second half, and you can't allow that. And if you're the offense, man, Braden Buchanan is having a great game. That little touch pass he threw to Ryan Shepard was one of the prettiest balls I've seen a high school quarterback throw in a long time. So I mean, you just have to stay hot. I mean, you're rolling right now. The players keep saying, "Man, we're rolling." You just have to keep rolling.
Yeah, you gotta
no
keep
immovable objects in the second half.
Yeah, keep rolling and expect. Hank, I think you made a really good point there a second ago. Just expect that Steele's going to have some. They're going to have some moments, and you got to and the Vipers are going to have to keep their cool. Because championship teams respond, they're going to respond. You've got to weather whatever storm they're going to bring in the second half, and just keep playing Viper football. Keep doing their thing, and they're going to end up with the right outcome here.
Well, I'll tell you what is going to be interesting in terms of adjustments. If Cibolo Steele is going to continue to rush this Vipers offense with only 3 guys and allow Braden Buchanan to sit back there with acres of space and just all the time in the world to throw the football, I mean, we see what he can do. He's throwing these frozen ropes across the field. I mean, he's going to find somebody open if you give him that kind of time.
Yeah, he is, and he's looking really sharp. And to your point, Zach, he's making all the right throws. I mean, touch throws, throwing darts across the field. I'm not so sure if, they try to find a way to bring pressure and bring another guy to the secondary, that doesn't – then you open yourself up to them finding somebody, one of those weapons on the outside all alone and for the big play. So I think it's – he can kill you either way. They're trying to map it out, trying to figure out how in the world are we going to stop this Viper attack and how are we going to sustain something on offense to try to get ourselves back in this game. And it might start, like you said, Zach, watch out on this kickoff. Does it something weird like a pooch kick or an onside kick just to try to steal a possession if they can.
What about that reception by Braden Buchanan and a beautifully thrown football into very tight coverage? He was covered by 2 guys. Were you on hand for that? What did that look like?
Yeah, well, I had to come up here and fix the crowd mic because y'all pressed the wrong button. So I didn't get as good of a view for that one as I wanted. But that's what you get when your quarterback is so big. Like, he's just such a big body. I mean, he's almost bigger than Landon Thomason, your starting tight end, and is your quarterback. So I mean, and he's so athletic. He plays baseball.
Yeah, he doesn't skip leg day.
Yeah, he's going to play Division I athletics. He's playing baseball. He's committed to play baseball at Baylor, and that's the type of athleticism that you need to play anything at a school like that. So I mean, that's talk about momentum building play. That's the one right there. But Scott, I wanted to ask you in today's episode of Scott's Signal Callers, the Steele quarterback has a lot of speed, but really hasn't had his hand in much of the offense. What have you seen from him?
Well, no, I think I see a lot of potential in him. Does a nice job. Had some really good meshes and play fakes, and clearly has speed. But the Viper defense just has not let that offense get into any kind of rhythm. But he clearly is a weapon. Had a couple really nice throws there on a few of their drives that ended up stalling, but he definitely looks like a guy who can get him back in the game. They definitely have some speed out there that could be a quick home run that could not only get them back in the game on the scoreboard, but ignite this huge crowd that we have down here in front of us that literally has been sitting on its hands for an entire half. It won't take much to get them back in it.
Well, you know what will keep them out of the game? Is that the Vipers can take this opening drive down the field and make it 35-0.
I love the way you're thinking, Merle.
Man, you're a genius, Merle Bertrand.
Yep. That's kind of like the third base coach dialing up the home run sign, right? Well, Zach, I know we got to get another break in here, but any final thoughts before we get ready for the second half?
No, I'm super impressed with the VandeGrift fans that are here. We talked about this, me and Scott, on the way here, that that's kind of been a lackluster showing on away games so far, but this is a pretty good crowd for a game that has huge statewide importance.
And wasn't easy to get to.
And it's like climbing Mount Everest if you get down here with the I-35 traffic.
So this is just a fun game to be at on the sideline, just the emotion from both teams. And I think what's really big for me, just really quick, Merle, is talk about the penalties and kind of the jawing that Steele has done. To VandeGrift's credit, they haven't gotten penalized for that.
Right.
I don't know at all. And I think that's when you're a team that kind of has that identity, that's going to talk extra, that's going to give a little extra hit here and there. You're kind of banking on the other team getting penalized a little bit too for being the second guy, and VandeGrift hasn't done that. So hopefully we can see that continue here in the second half.
We will find out. We'll take a break, 28-0 at the halftime winding down here. We'll be back in time for the second half kickoff. You're listening to VandeGrift Vipers football on the ABC Home and Commercial Services High School Football Radio Network.
There's good, then there's mighty fine. Mighty fine Texas for supporting the Vipers football. Enjoy classic Texas burgers how you love them. Red, yellow, white, or all of the above. Add a side of fries, onion rings, or if you're in the mood for a little of both, just ask for frings. Don't forget to add a hand-dipped milkshake and make it a meal. 5 locations across Austin, including the trailer, just around the corner at 4 Points. It's important to preserve as many of life's memories as we can. Patty Jones Photography specializes in senior and family portraits, boutique weddings, and milestone events like graduations, proms, and more. Patty offers mini sessions that include 5 downloads, deluxe sessions that offer 10 downloads, plus specialized packages. Remember to mention Viper Football and receive 20% off a variety of prints. Visit PattyJonesPhotography.com, 737-900-5662. Capture those special moments of timeless history for your family.
At Champion Performance and Recovery, our mission is to deliver superior, innovative therapies to accelerate athletic recovery, relieve pain, and elevate your well-being. With advanced treatments such as cryotherapy, cold laser, Normatec compression, sports chiropractic, and more, Champion Performance and Recovery can help you recover to become all you can be so you can do what you love to do. For more information, give us a call at 737-212-7104 or visit us online at championpraustin.com.
Welcome back to Lindhoff Stadium here in Schertz, Texas. Merle Bertrand, Scott Schofter, Hank Hudson. Zach Lucero is headed back down to the sidelines. We'll hear from him again in the postgame show. Hopefully a very happy postgame show, but still a lot of football left to be played.
A lot of football left to be played, and I think this is going to get salty in the second half. We should have sent Zach back down that sideline in full gear. Things get a little crazy down there, but. Looking forward to seeing how the Vipers come out and what kind of response the Knights have here, Hank.
Oh, no question about it. I think Zach made a good comment. He said they're going to come out fired up, and they've been punched in the mouth like never before this season, and frankly, not that often. I mean, if you look at their track record, again, they don't lose games big when they do lose. So they are used to being in control and putting other teams in this position now. So it's going to be interesting to see how they handle this situation in terms of their composure. Because we've seen a couple of instances where they've not handled it well. So let's see what happens in the second half.
Well, the Vipers will get the football first, going from right to left. Vipers in the road white jerseys, black pants, black number, black helmet with the chrome stripe down the side. Symbol of Steele on the black jerseys and pants, black helmet, silver numerals outlined in white, and the black helmet kicking off from left to right. Beautiful football weather. We didn't even talk about it. No wind to speak of. Clear skies today. Temperatures probably in the, maybe upper 50s right now?
I had a coach when I was in high school. It could be 35 degrees and raining sideways, and you can say it's a beautiful day.
It's a beautiful day. Perfect football weather.
And the kickoff, it's a low line drive squibber on the ground and scooped up by Coleman up to the 30, 25 to the 30, and pushing the pile out to the 33-yard line. That's where the Vipers will start their first drive of this. That was Rajon Middleton, yeah.
Middleton on the return there.
Well, why not? He's got such great speed.
Yeah.
Put him out there.
I mean, number 1, number 2, or number 3. I mean,
right.
It's like, take your pick.
Take your pick.
Those guys need to return kickoffs. Any one of those 3 can give you a chance to take one to the house.
So here we go. Vipers moving from right to left as the third quarter gets underway. 1st and 10 from their own 32-yard line. Witt comes in motion left to right. Buchanan with Shepard lined up behind him. Shepard with the carry. To the right side, makes the first guy miss, makes the second guy miss across the 35 out to the 37-yard line. Steele had it played pretty well, but Ryan Shepard with a little extra Crisco, if you will, to slip through the defense.
Yeah, he's having a really nice night so far.
I'll tell you what, that's a good omen right there up front, Scott, is Viper offensive lines looks like they're just picking up right where they left off.
I love the fact that they're going right back to it. So we're just going to go ahead and reestablish what we did in the first half, just in case there was any mistake about what we're trying to do here.
Coleman comes in motion right to left, settles into the left slot. Play action. They get it to Coleman. No! Threw it a little bit low and behind him, and it falls incomplete, 3rd and 7. He was 20 yards downfield.
Yeah, a little bit behind him. It almost looked like he was trying to throw him away from the safety a little bit.
Right.
He had too high safety. trying to get him to throttle it down just a little bit.
Boy, good-looking play action right there from Coach Mauser.
Big play here.
Taking that play that has been working so well.
3rd and 7. Steele fans trying to make some noise below us here as we're on the home side. 2 receivers to either side. Just underway second half. Vipers up 28-0. Buchanan in the shotgun, dropping back, looking, firing over the left side. He has got spring. Oh, incomplete. Took a big hit. And it falls incomplete, and the Vipers will have to punt for the first time tonight. He had him open downfield.
Yeah, he had him and had it on his hands there. Nice play by the defender to break that up.
I think Grayland's going to think that he could have caught that one. That was right in the old pickle barrel and hit him and had 2 hands on it, 2 claws. If you get 1 hand on it, you should probably catch it. He had 2. He doesn't drop many, though.
Nope. Hudson Lilly set to punt it away for the first time tonight. Good snap back. Pressure coming. Picked up nicely in a high, booming punt.
Good punt.
Takes sort of a sideways roll. Vipers going to have to hustle to get to it. Now it starts to roll backwards. Down to the 31-yard line is where Steele will start their first drive of the second half. Well, the offense didn't get the results they wanted, but you're still up by 28. Your defense is still in pretty good shape here.
Yeah, well, defense has got to sort of make a statement here, too.
Yep.
Number 27, Davis Scott down there, hustling down to down that punt. He had 29, Braden Holter, keeping him company.
First down and 10 for the Knights from their own 31-yard line, moving from left to right, just underway second half. Connor Vincent, the quarterback, sends the man in motion. They give it to the halfback right side out across the 30 and going to be stacked up at the 35-yard line. Gain of about 3 yards on the play for Singleton.
Good sign for a lot of reasons there. Good defense by the Vipers. Stopped that run just after a short game. But also good to see Max Ewell back in the game. He's the guy there who made a tackle.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Max Ewell looks like he's good and mad after that episode at the end of the first half. Slater Swartwood also in on the stop.
2nd and 6 from the 35-yard line. Vincent. Handoff Singleton right side. Given ground, and he breaks the tackle and out across the 40 up the near sideline. Shoved out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Vipers had him dead to rights, but Singleton, a pretty shifty move there.
Yeah, really nice move by Singleton.
Boy.
The Vipers played that really well. They just made a really nice individual effort, made a move, and cut upfield.
46-yard line.
Boy, you like your chances there with Sterling Emerson 4 yards deep in the backfield, almost at the snap of the ball.
Yeah.
So, very nice play by the Steele running back.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line. They gave it to him again. Up the middle this time is going to be stacked up at the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard in the play. And the stop was Jackson Oliver and friends.
Yeah, I think Swartwood was in on that again. Maybe even had some help out of the...
Tucker made by number 50, Kristen Davis.
Tucker Harrison, man, he's everywhere. Number 8, he's there, he's here, he's there, he's everywhere.
10 minutes to go, third quarter.
He makes so many tackles, guys, from on the other side of the line of scrimmage. I mean, he's coming from the backside in that defensive end position.
2nd and 9 from the 47. Play action, dropping back, good protection. Now the pocket breaks down a little bit, rolling to his left, trying to buy some time. Emerson closing in, and nice scramble across the 50, dives forward to the 49-yard line is where they're going to say he's down. Bring up a 3rd down and 5.
They had one receiver in the route there, trying to get Contreras loose, and well covered by the Viper secondary.
So this is a down and distance, guys, where Cibolo Steele is used to just trying to manhandle people up front and drive it, for a 5-yard gain, but that has not been effective for him in this distance.
3rd and a long 5 from the Viper 49-yard line. 2 receivers near side, 1 wide left. Vincent in the shotgun, Singleton to his right side, dropping back, looking, pressure coming, fires over to the right side, and incomplete, almost intercepted. Ewell cut in front of him. I don't think he had a hand on it. Was that Ewell or was that?
Ewell was in there.
Andrew Scott also.
Yeah, Andrew Scott on the top, Ewell underneath.
Yeah, they had it sort of bracketed there, and not a lot of room to put that football. So again, in that same spot in the field where they had the fake punt.
I think that pass hit him right between the numbers, but Max Ewell just enough.
Yep.
If he didn't deflect it at all, it was just enough of a flash there to
distract him.
Yep.
4th and 5, punting unit on. Now Beecham retreats, and they are going to punt it away. Nobody back really except Beecham. He's going to fair catch it. Got back in time. Oh, dropped it. Loose football, but the Vipers get it back. Woo!
Oh, nervous moment.
Boy, saving the day right there with Slater Swartwood falling on that football.
Wow. My heart dropped to my stomach.
Yeah, it's a little tough. Obviously he was up playing defense until he got whatever read he wanted to assure himself that it wasn't going to be another fake.
Man, that guy number 10 is just all over the field. I mean, what is he do? What is he even doing back there?
Are we sure there's only one number?
I mean, I tell you what, that's just a heads-up football play.
He was on the spot there. Big play.
The Vipers came up close a couple of times last drive, couldn't put it together. They take over 1st and 10 from the 16-yard line, still up 28-0. Beecham comes in motion behind the quarterback, handoff up the middle. Shepard pushing the power forward again out to the 19-yard line, maybe the 20, to pick up 4 yards on the play, 2nd and 6.
Well, that's just straight down the Avenue A, right down Broadway Street, right up the middle.
Yeah, but I love it. Pick up 4 yards on first.
Heck yeah.
3 times 4 is 12. 12 is more than 10 last time I checked.
Man.
Illinois math?
Yeah, exactly.
Math wizard.
My mom's listening. She taught me well. 2nd and 6 from the 20. Coleman goes in motion. They give it to him on the end around. No, they gave it up the middle. Fooled me out to the 29-yard line. That's going to be good for a Viper first down.
Yeah, I love all that sort of that play fake and fooled the defense too. So
yeah.
To keep the linebackers flat-footed, and that's all Ryan Shepard needed. Boy, what a night he's having.
Well, you know what they say, one good fake is worth 2 blocks, and that time both the Steele interior linebackers, Scott, took that hard step to follow that sweep action. Just left enough of a crease for number 0 to get through there.
I just thought he seems like always one of those guys that seems like he hits the hole really hard.
Yeah.
Tonight it's a little extra.
Trips now to the near side. 1st and 10 from the Viper 29. Low snap again. Buchanan swings it out to the Coleman. Gets a block. Across the 30 to the 34-yard line, and flags come flying in. Steele fans down below erupted at something.
They're going to get a block in the back.
That's going to be holding on this side. Outside receiver for VandeGrift. Had a fistful of jersey. We hadn't seen the Vipers commit this kind of.
No. Getting a little concerned about, he's had to go down and pick a couple of snaps off the carpet. We saw one last week sail over the punter's head. It's not the same guy, but just.
Holding against the Vipers.
Yeah, it's coming back there with some zip on it. So
yeah.
Maybe it's good that he's a catcher.
Right.
Going into the dirt.
Digging it out of the dirt.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, Coach Aranda over at Baylor may be starting to pay attention to some of these football throws that are being made.
Yeah, he better be. I'm sure he's on the radar.
Yeah.
So 1st and 20 now, back at the Viper 19-yard line. 7:41 to go, clock rolling, third quarter. Vipers still up by 28. Two receivers wide right now. Man coming in motion right to left. It's Thomason selling in on the left side. Handoff, Shepard, and this time going to be stacked up for no gain. That'll bring up a 2nd down. Makai Williams on the stop for the night, 2nd and 20.
Very deliberate, not going with quite as much pace.
No, I think they're sort of very content to grind this out if they can, but first down here would be huge.
It would be. That could take you down inside of 5 minutes at least in the third quarter.
Not to mention field position.
Right. 2nd down, and Buchanan, I don't know if that was a busted play or not, but he's got a nice run out the 25, out to the 28-yard line. Going to make it a manageable 3rd down.
I don't think that was busted.
I don't either.
That was called that way.
Designed run with all that stuff going on in the backfield, and you got to keep an eye on the speedy number 2, Miles Coleman. Good looking action there.
You forget to account for the quarterback.
Yeah.
So it picks it up now, 3rd and manageable.
3rd and 11 from the 28-yard line. Two receivers wide right, one to the near side. Can they overcome the penalty? Beecham goes in motion. Play action. Buchanan dropping back, rolling to his right. Firing over the right side, got a receiver wide open. Caught at the 30 and out of bounds. Miles Coleman.
Got behind, went back to it. He
Yeah.
behind people. And
wow.
You talk about another just incredible throw on the run, about 50 yards in the air.
Goodness gracious! I'll tell you what.
Coleman and that. the air just came out of this place. Holy cow!
I'll tell you what. They brought 5 that time, guys. And then you moved the pocket, and there was nobody near him.
Handoff, big hole up the middle. Shepard spins inside the 20. Get my yard markers correct. Down to the 18-yard line. First down, VandeGrift.
Shepard with the carry, second line.
Carving him up right there up front. Great job, Ian Reed, left tackle.
First and 10.
Give it to him again. Off left tackle. Inside the 15, stacked up there for a gain of about 3 yards. You know you're having a good night when the PA guy's starting to sound a little disappointed.
He's not as chipper as he was in the first half.
Well, I'll tell you what, on that previous play to Coleman, you're just not going to overthrow that guy.
Yeah, no.
He's just got.
He's open by a good 10 yards.
Oh, yeah.
Shepard again. And second effort takes it inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Going to bring up a 3rd and 5.
But it also gives you a sense for how much confidence Buchanan has in his own arm
I think so.
I might have taken a look at him. Oh, man,
he's too far.
We'll have to throw underneath because I can't even get it to him.
I mean, that ball was 60 yards in the air.
That was
Third down for the Vipers.
3rd and 5.
The Knights' 13-yard line.
Big time throw.
Big time catch, great call. It's almost like they were combat. 1st and 20, no problem. We're going to
right.
Twice because we know we can pick up whatever we need on 3rd down.
Shepard to the left side of Buchanan. Buchanan dropping back, looking, firing. Left side, got a receiver, incomplete, overthrew Beecham. Beecham was open, but a little bit too much mustard on it. So now the field goal unit going to come on here. It will be a, 31-yard field goal attempt, it looks like, for Hayden Arnold.
Definitely within his range.
Yes.
His range. But great protection again that time, Hayden.
You wonder if it's by design, but you end up right in the middle of the field. You know, that last run.
Yeah.
I think Coach Mauser wanted to put it right between the sticks, knowing that you don't make it on 3rd down. We're going to go ahead and kick a field goal.
30-yarder officially, 3 for 4 in the season, along with 39. Good snap, good hold. Oh, it's blocked.
Go get on that.
That's a loose football, and Steele going to pick it up, and they're going to get him down at about the 47-yard line. But some signs of life here now for the Cibolo Steele Knights with 4:49 to go. They get the blocked field goal attempt.
They hadn't been getting a great push all night from those front guys. That time they got a great push.
Yeah, they came up right up the middle.
Right up the gut.
That's when you have big guys that can move a little bit. You know, that hard to stop a large individual.
Stop that return, save that from being even bigger damage.
1st and 10 for the Knights.
Okay, big opportunity here for the Viper defense to step up.
4:49 to go, 3rd quarter, up 28-0, but the Knights trying to get back in this football game. Hand off, wrapped up and dropped immediately.
Man.
Beautiful job there by the Viper defense.
That's Harrison and Ewell.
Max Ewell.
Yeah.
This is what you get when you hit me late.
That's right. Harrison was there to
2-yard loss on the play.
Disrupt that, and Max Ewell was right behind him.
2nd and 12. Ginger Young writes in, says, shout out to all the Vipers, especially our injured Viper grandson, Charlie Johnson. Keep up the great work and know we are all proud of you. Thank you, Ginger. 2nd and 12 from the 45-yard line. Play action. Now rolling to his right. And he is going to just scamper across the 50 and step out of bounds into Viper territory. He stepped out of bounds at the 50. Didn't get a great spot. That's good. 3rd and long.
Yeah, I think he was sort of running for his life there.
Yeah.
Wisely stepped out of bounds. I thought Slater was going to catch him.
I did too. He's got some speed. Connor Vincent showed him some speed there.
Slater Swartwood's not the dude you want chasing you.
No, right. No, well, I mean, you think about this: is he's been, he's handing the ball off to those running backs, and he's seeing number 10, flying there like a lightning bolt with the collisions. I'd want to run out of bounds too.
3rd and 7 from the 50-yard line. Knights going from left to right, 2 receivers left, 1 to the near side. Now a man goes in motion, empty back set, quarterback draw up the middle, and it's actually a wildcat. Going to bring up a 4th down 3. Wildcat to Jaden Bailey.
Yeah, now it's Foster with a big hit there to kind of stop him in his tracks and set up another 4th down.
Well, I tell you what, that's just a textbook tackle. And, it's just modern rugby-style tackling. You saw his head went to the backside, so it's a hip tackle. You don't lead with the head. You think it doesn't work, some of those old-school guys, but that was a very effective hit.
Big play here, 4th and 3. Knights are 0 for 2 on 4th down. Actually, 1 for 3, including the fake punt. Wildcat again, Bailey, and he is not going to get there. 4 or 5 Vipers there to knock him back.
Alex
that was actually a Singleton on the carry, and look at the Viper bench.
Griffin Schaefer in on that one.
Man.
Who wasn't in on that one?
Man.
Vipers are fired up, and this Knights team is just.
I'll tell you what,
they're walking slowly off the field.
I mean, Steele is counting on a student body right there with all that speed and all that size. You think you got the edge, and I mean, there was absolutely nowhere to run.
Nope,
not even close.
We talked about earlier about that sort of put them away, foot on their throat kind of moment.
Yeah,
right
that's it right here. Yep, 1st down 10 for the Vipers at their own 47-yard line. Trips now wide right. Buchanan going to swing out the right side to Beecham. He's going to throw a halfback pass. Got a receiver wide open. Caught. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Vandegrifft, Grayland Spring. And the Vipers have done just that, Scott.
I think Ryan Shepard was on the receiving end of that, or who was that?
That was Spring.
Yep.
Oh, yes,
that was, man.
1 to 11.
I'll tell you what, Beecham's having a pretty nice throw on the football. He's 2 for 2.
Yeah.
for about 90 yards. That's about 90 yards and a touchdown. That's
Scott Schaffner, quarterback rating numbers there.
Yeah, yeah. Something mysteriously, the crowd in front of us is starting to
yeah. What a big play. 53-yard strike.
Same play they ran earlier, just on the opposite side of the field.
And he was more wide open that time.
He was.
Yeah, I like that.
Good snap and hold. Arnold drills it. Flag comes in, but I think it was just offsides on the defense.
Was that a one-play drive for 53?
One-play drive, 53 yards.
Your ABC Home and Commercial Services drive summary, Scott, is one play. One play, 53 yards.
Darn those Vipers. They didn't burn any time off the clock. We'll take a break, turn it back over to the defense. 3:15 to go, third quarter. Vipers up 35-0. Vandegrift Vipers football on the Austin Radio Network. Yes.
Y'all listen up. Let me tell you something about group meals from Rudy's Barbecue. It's got all you need for all the folks you gotta feed, smoked meat, sides, and more. There's everything down to the tablecloth, just like the one that you see at the store. At a bridal shower, it's better than flowers. And a long distance meeting, it'll pass the hours. It'll feed all the cousins at a family function. It's better than potluck at a church luncheon. Next time you need to feed 10 or more, call and order a Rudy's group meal.
Next in line.
$3:15 to go, third quarter. We're not done yet, but it's starting to look pretty good if you're a Viper fan. Up 35-0 here in this third quarter from Lynn Haas Stadium. The crowd is starting to thin out, as Scott pointed out below.
Plenty of seats available down in front of us now, folks, just in case you're interested.
And Arnold set to kick it away from the 40-yard line. Boots this one pretty deep. 2 to the 3, they're going to bring it out. Bailey up to the 5, to the 10, to the 15, to the 20. And pretty nice run out to the 27-yard line.
That's 27 again. Special teams player of the night so far is David Scott. Number 24, Connor Freeman, got there first, made him change his angle. 27, his good buddy David Scott cleans up. You hook him and I'll clean him and fry him.
Now we'll see what's, Steele's going to have to start taking some shots here, and sometimes that works, sometimes it ends.
Yeah, that's not their game.
Ends badly.
Well, handoff up the middle, and the Vipers there waiting for it. Sterling Emerson, Max Ewell. The deadly duel, lost at 2, 2nd and 12.
Well, that's the second tackle for loss by number 6 in the half, so apparently his dander is up.
Second down and 11, call it, loss of a yard. Nice trying to go quickly, but dropping back. Coming in untouched.
Slater
Swartwood.
Right up the gut, right in his grill.
Woo. I mean, I tell you what, man, when he goes to the refrigerator, it must be a collision. I mean, he doesn't just go get the bottle of milk out of the refrigerator. He arrives with contact. That's a big-time hit.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Third and 18.
Parted like the Red Sea. He just shot right up the gap, and quarterback had no shot.
How many sacks has he got this season? And another one.
Third and 18 from the 21-yard line. Vincent dropping back. Good protection this time. Now it starts to break down. He's got Emerson giving a chase over on the left side. He's going to scamper out to the 25 and out of bounds at the 28-yard line. Back near the original line of scrimmage, but 4th and 10 coming up. 1:51 to go, third quarter. And they're going to have to punt it away again.
Great stand by the Viper D. A great call on that blitz. And
yeah, I mean, what do you do if you're Cibolo Steele when your base offense is, you've been running all season, it's not working at all?
Yeah. Davis had a busy night tonight. He'll hit it again from about the 20-yard line. Booming punt. Fair catch called for and made out there at the 35-yard line by Miles Coleman. That's where the Vipers will take over. First down and 10. Want to thank Laura Peck, Liz Bernard, everybody with the Vandergrift Vipers Football Booster Club for making it possible to bring the video broadcast in addition to the radio broadcast on the Horn all season long. Kind of surprised we were going to get the opportunity that UIL wasn't going to pick it up, but glad we were able to do it. But we couldn't do it without them and all the sponsors you've been hearing all night long.
It takes a village.
Yes, it does.
This one's been a fun one.
It has, yeah.
Hopefully this one stays in the archives.
First down to at the 35-yard line. And Buchanan, play action, rolling to his left, looking, fires it underneath. Oh, incomplete, overshot his receiver just a little bit. Try to get it to Miles Coleman.
Yeah, just off his fingertips there.
It's another laser beam.
It was. I mean, that thing, roll it to his left.
I mean, come on.
The ball right on the sideline, and it's coming in hot.
Oh, yeah. I need to get the radar gun.
To your point about the archive, Scott, we'll have it up on the Vype website until Sunday night. Then we'll pull it down because Coach doesn't want any prying eyes. Yes. Second down and 10. Handoff and stacked up at the line of scrimmage is Shepard. Maybe got a yard in the play.
Well, Coach Sanders thinks of everything, doesn't he? Think they'll get the broadcast down. Don't want to give anything away.
Well, I tell you what a night it's been for Ryan Shepard, and been a big week for him too. He along with Griffin Schaefer signed their D1 letters of intent to play lacrosse.
Play lacrosse, yeah, very good.
For so Griffin going to Bucknell and Ryan going to Utah.
Third down.
Sport athletes,
yeah,
big timers.
3rd and 9 from the 36-yard line, coming up the 1 minute mark, third quarter. Trips wide right. Buchanan dropping back. Quarterback draws. Got some running room across the 40. Got a lot of room now. They're 45 and up headed to the 48-yard line. First down, Vandegrift. Leaving a trail of black shirt-clad defenders in his wake.
Well, they just don't have any answer for number 5 tonight. He throws the ball. He catches the ball. He runs with the ball.
He's having a pretty good day in the office here.
It's a trifecta of awesomeness.
Speaking of Vipers playing at the next level, Coach Sanders is very proud of the fact that about 5 or 6 former Vipers are clashing tomorrow in D3 football playoffs. Trinity against, I think it's Mary Hardin Baylor.
Yeah, they're Vipers all over the place.
Yeah.
I bet Coach Sanders is at that game.
I bet he is too. Shepard across the 50 to the 45, down to the 41-yard line. He hasn't had that breakaway 70-yard run. It's just been coming 5, 6, 7 yards at a time.
You feel like it's coming. It's coming. And just finishing that story about, but he and Schaefer, both of those guys were Under Armour All-Americans last year on the lacrosse field. So doing it in a lot of different ways in Viper uniforms.
Yep.
I think they're going to close out the third quarter here, and what a 3 quarters it's been, Merle.
36 minutes in the books, 12 minutes left in the 6A Division II area playoff. Vipers in command, 35-0. We'll take a break for the fourth and final quarter. You're listening to Vandergrift Vipers football on the ABC Home Commercial Services High School Football Radio Network.
The Austin housing market is growing faster than ever. Now is the time to give your local mortgage company a call. Eric Silvas with Guaranteed Rate can review your mortgage today. Buying or refinancing, let Eric Silvas and his experienced team of mortgage professionals guide you through the process so you can have a smooth, stress-free closing. With their competitive rates and local presence, they'll be your mortgage banker for life. Call them at 512-972-4818. Guaranteed Rate is an equal housing lender.
Subject to credit approval, NMLS ID 555863, company NMLS ID 2611, NMLS consumeraccess.org, Texas, licensed in Texas.
It's never too soon to start teaching good savings and spending habits. Encourage early savings with a high-interest youth savings account from Southstar Bank and teach responsible spending in a safe environment with Southstar Bank's youth checking account. Southstar Bank youth accounts offer no minimum balance fee and no monthly service charge. Set your child on the path to financial stability. Open a Southstar Bank youth account today. Learn more about southstarbank.com/youth. Member FDIC.
I like his bumper music.
I tell you what,
Aaron wins the award.
That is. I'm telling you, that's some upgrade.
Video folks get my bumper music, which is in the same category, which isn't bad. But nice job, Aaron. As we get ready for the fourth quarter, 12 minutes to go. as the Vipers try to move on to the round of 16. First down and 10 at the Steele 40-yard line. Play action pass from Buchanan left to right, and he is going to get rid of the football. Incomplete. That's the strength there by Buchanan just to fight through that.
Did a really nice job of avoiding. I know it stopped the clock, but avoided a big loss there on the sack.
Yeah.
So
well, he
really
looked like he
was physical. It couldn't drag him down.
Yeah, he looked like he was down for a big loss there.
Yeah.
Great strength. That Viper offensive line, guys, is carving up Cibolo like a Thanksgiving turkey. You think I could get one of them to come over and work on my carb?
On your turducken?
Yeah.
You're serving at the
Hank
Hudson household?
Hank Hudson with the time they reference. 2nd and 10 from the 40-yard line. Just underway, fourth quarter, 35-0. Vipers on top. Handoff. Shepard up the middle. This time stacked up at the line of scrimmage, hanging on to the football. That's the most important thing right now. 3rd down and 10.
Clock keeps rolling.
Yep.
11:41 and ticking.
Robert Scott writing in says, great game, Vipers. Every player is doing his job. Shouting out to Davis and Andrew Scott from Uncle Robert and Aunt Nancy from Trinidad, Texas.
Oh, wow.
On voiceofthevipers at gmail.com.
Nice night.
Personnel change right here. 3rd and 10. Well, you really get the sense that we're not out of it at 3rd and 10, but, Cibolo really is. That's not a good down and distance for them, but it is for us.
Low snap again. Buchanan gets it, swings it out left side to Coleman. Cuts up to the 35 and got it down to the 32-yard line. Just about broke that.
I saw him come in the game and line up next to Buchanan in the backfield there, and sort of felt like they were going to find a way to get in his hands, and he almost broke it.
Yeah. And Viper's going to go for it here. Why not? 4th down and 2.
Man, he
at
just
the 32-yard line.
Go home gear.
He sure does.
Vipers in no hurry, up by 5 scores in this fourth quarter. 2 receivers left. Now Thompson comes in motion, settles in as he up back to the right side. Steele looking like they're going to bring pressure. Play clock down to 5. We might see a timeout here.
I'll tell you what, they did get the message and decided to start bringing some pressure, but, so far 2 scores.
So timeout in the field. Let's take it with them real quick. VandeGrift Vipers football on the Austin Radio Network. Well, maybe not.
I think we're still here.
Have we paid all our bills yet tonight?
I don't know. Boy, Vipers getting it done. You're okay, Aaron. That's fine.
Yeah, you keep playing those great bumper songs.
Yeah, that's
you
right.
Get a little leeway.
We're all good. I mean, we're coming back here at 10:24 to go in the fourth quarter. See, Aaron hasn't worked with as much as Derek. He doesn't know that we're okay talking all the time.
We're good. We're good. We have no problem.
4th down and 2 after the timeout. Vipers moving from left to right at the 32-yard line. Receiver coming in motion. It's Coleman. Low snap. Buchanan rolling to his right. Got a receiver open. Sliding. Cuts in the 25-yard line. Good for a first down. Landon Thomason moves the chains.
It's like an old school waggle there. We got the
I'm telling
dragging
you.
across
There
the
you
field
go.
after a play action.
The
taking
waggle.
me right back.
So we've had references to days of yore and a waggle so far tonight.
You look for that tight end coming across from the left side. That's exactly what they did. And Thompson made the sure catch and picked up the first down.
That puts a lot of pressure on the defense in terms of flow. When you run that way, you get action running to the left, quarterback booting right, tight end rolling with him.
First down and 10 from the 25-yard line. Handoff. Shepard breaks a tackle. Now bouncing to the outside, and is going to be stacked up for maybe a yard gain. 2nd down and 9. Got an email here from a very old friend and a familiar name. Lindsey Watson writing in. Says, so glad to see the Vipers beating Cibolo. Good luck to former Viper players playing at the next level. Varun Kalyanapuram and CMU going into the first round to playoffs versus North Park. Ryan Merrifield and the guys at Trinity versus Matt Sanders, Logan Arnold at Mary Hardin Baylor. Reese Watson at University of Immaculate Word with the Windemar at HBU can take the Southland Conference title and go into the FCS playoffs starting next Saturday.
Wow.
So your former player update, courtesy of Lindsey Watson. Go Vipers, she says. Thanks for calling the game.
That's big time.
Yeah, that's a good report. We need to hire her as a
no kidding.
Exactly, yeah. Handoff, right side on a 2nd down and 10, and stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Going to bring up a 30-10, right where the Vipers won them, actually.
No kidding, Merle.
Zach,
The 3rd and 10.
Zach Lucero, also a proud graduate of Incarnate Word.
The college, Incarnate Word.
University of Incarnate Word. The Cardinals.
If I'm not mistaken, they have a former Red Raider at the helm of their football team, Eric Morris.
See, we all have connections.
I'm telling you.
3rd and 10 coming up. Clock continues to roll. 8:25 to go. Ball spotted at the 24-yard line of the Knights.
Viper is very deliberate, taking a lot of time here, letting the play clock get under 10.
Buchanan dropping back. Good protection again. Fires left side. That's a jump ball in the end zone.
Touchdown.
Drop. Couldn't quite hang on to it.
I think Springthal almost had another one.
Almost. Well thrown football. But
and I kind of love it that we're still.
I do too.
Still taking shots.
Yeah.
Good coverage there. I think we're going to see another field goal attempt.
Little attempt here. I think this is a great opportunity.
Absolutely correct.
Because as things progress here and you go further down, you need to be able to make these field goals. Might make the difference. So more chances you can get, the better.
It's a 41-yarder. Last attempt was blocked, so now 3 for 5 on the season out of the hold here of Hudson Lilly. They clock down to 1. I don't know if they got it off in time.
No, I sure didn't.
I think they were.
Delay. I think they were trying to draw him off sides there with a snap count variation.
Give another move it back 5, or do they get the timeout?
Nope, delay game. Going to be the call.
Move it back a little. That one, they did get a chance to get that off as the whistle blew. He took a little practice swing.
Right.
There you go.
And there was plenty to spare. So
I think he kicked it over the uprights.
If he can get it up and over and they can protect, see what they can do to shore up that middle.
I'm pretty sure they had a debriefing about the protection breakdown.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
So let's see what happens.
So this is now a 46-yard attempt. Good snap and hold. Kick is up. It's got the leg. Does he have it through?
Yes.
He got it. A 46-yarder. Look at the Viper bench erupting the far sideline.
Yeah, I think you just want to push it back, Coach, 5 yards.
Yeah, you know.
I want to show him what I got. That's outstanding. That's a heck of a kick.
And not incidental, that pushes it up to a 6-score game at 38-0 with 7:58 to go. I think the celebration might begin on the Viper sidelines here.
I can tell you that drive home is going to be a lot more fun than the drive.
I tell you what, I bet there's less traffic too.
Yeah.
Man, boy, the Viper faithful who turned up for this got to see a real treat of a football game in terms of Viper execution on both sides of the ball. Absolutely dominant performance, Scott.
Yeah, I mean, dominant is the right word. In every phase of the game, I mean, this has just been a, world-class butt kicking, as my dad might say. But, it really started with the Vipers just came out playing aggressively, but came out executing perfectly. And that combination has just been something that the Knights have not been able to handle. Offensively, they were clicking. Defensively, had a really good game plan coming in. And we're flying to the football. And, just the Viper train just started rolling, and Steele had no answer.
Well, that first drive really set the tone for things. You drive the ball 78 yards on that first drive. You ran the ball 6 times, threw 4 passes, all of which were complete. One of them was one of those Sterling halfback pass plays, but they threw to Braden Buchanan on about a 35-yard gain, and they moved with pace and really put Cibolo on their heels, and I just don't think they've ever recovered from that first half. The pace has just worn them out.
Yeah, I totally agree. And that first drive was just think about all the different things that the Viper offense did, and everything worked. Mm-hmm. So they ran the ball, they threw back to their quarterback. They did a little of everything. It's the kind of thing that just makes a defensive coordinator just drop his clipboard and say, I'm out. I'm not sure what to do to stop all this.
I'm going to become a basketball coach.
Yeah, exactly. I can't plug all these leaks.
Kickoff to come from the 40-yard line. And drilled this one down inside the 5, up to the 5 to the 10, to the 15. Bailey out across the 20. Nice hole up the middle out across the 30-yard line. Still on his feet, still working hard out to the 32-yard line. That's where the Knights will take over. First down and 10 with 7:48 to go. I don't think the clock moved on that kickoff.
Nick Drake and number 25 among the host of Vipers that were in on that stop.
David Dyke writing in at voiceofthevipers@gmail.com says, Christian Dyke on injured reserve, but glad you are supporting the team. He'll play lacrosse at Texas Tech, Hank.
All right.
All right. Man.
Another Viper lacrosse player, Texas Tech.
Texas Tech.
Red Raider.
Unbelievable.
First down and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Oh,
met in the backfield. Somehow spun free and got near the line of scrimmage. But, man, Max Ewell was there. Big collision.
Max Ewell, I think Austin Speelis was in there on that play. Yeah, whatever they're doing up front in terms of stunting, it's not something that Steele has figured out.
I'll tell you what, they have just been taken out of their normal rhythm in terms of what they like to do, grinding people into submission. It's just not happening. I mean, how many plays, guys, have we seen their first down, second down runs where they're going the other direction?
Yeah, Viper D linemen in the backfield and linebackers.
Second and 10 from the 32-yard line. Handoff left side and out across the 35. Breaking the tackle, spins across the 40 and up to the 41-yard line. Going to be near the first down marker, but about a yard shy. Going to bring up a 3rd down and 1.
You know, one of the things I've always loved about watching the Vipers play is in a situation like that, you've got 6 guys that are in that scrum right there making the tackle. That's a sweep. So you've got guys coming from all over the field, Scott, to get involved in that tackle.
That's great pursuit of the football, but nobody overrun it. Everybody keeping their kind of maintaining their discipline and all in the right spots.
3rd down and 1. Handoff Bailey. He's going to give ground, and he's going to go down.
Another one. Where
just as you talked about, Slater Swartwood.
And Sterling Emerson was in the backfield. I mean, untouched, just virtually untouched.
Just more than Cibolo can handle.
Yeah, they are not used to going backwards.
No, they are not.
On 3rd down when they're running the football. And they're going to punt it away again. They just looked absolutely demoralized.
Yes.
Apoplectic. How about that one? 3 and out. In 2 consecutive possessions for Cibolo Steele guys, they're going 3 and punt. And they haven't looked close to getting a first down.
And it might be time where you have guys like Braden Buchanan and Ryan Shepard who take the rest of the night off.
I would hope so, as
Me
Coleman
too.
calls for the fair catch and makes it. We'll take a timeout. 5:52 to go. Vipers in command. Vandergrift Vipers football on the Austin Radio Network.
Dr. Martin Molina and his staff welcome you to Texas Family Physicians at River Place. Texas Family Physicians provides comprehensive family medical care for men, women, and children of all ages. They specialize in adult and pediatric preventative care, hypertension, diabetes, sports medicine, and seasonal allergies, just to name a few. They also offer impact-certified baseline and post-injury concussion testing and treatment in office. Visit Texas Family Physicians online at texasfp.com. Texas Family Physicians at River Place. texasfp.com.
carry number 23, Alex Wood, tackled by 27, Caleb Liggins. 3-yard loss on the play. From the 35-yard line. Second 13. Number 23, Alex Witt, tackled by number 9, Josh Corner.
I think you need a couple.
Yeah.
How many are really going to need, Hank?
Well, that's true. Just him.
Yeah.
You know, one piece of heavy furniture in each arm.
One guy in a van.
That's a great name for a movie.
That is.
That's a great name for a movie company. Wow. One guy in a van.
3rd and 6, Alex Witt. Had the audio turned down on the video side. Sorry about that, folks. So for Sam DiNardo, here's your shout out again to Ian Reed, number 72, and the Reed family from Uncle Sam of Chicago.
Do Hank and I need to repeat all of our witty
Probably not.
Video streaming audience.
Apparently the 5-hour energy drink is wearing off. I'm falling asleep in the job here. 2:22 to go. Timeout on the field here, taken by the Vipers. What a night for VANDEGRIFT.
Oh man, I mean, I tell you what, it's been an awesome performance, and you know, it's one of those things where it gives you a sense for what kind of football this team can play.
Yeah.
When it's cranking on all cylinders and executing at a really high level. Came in with a great game plan on both sides of the ball and have been executing it to the T. And they are a dangerous, scary football team when they do that.
So we've seen some great defensive performances this season, but we do not have a shutout yet. And so with 2:22 remaining on the clock, we've got a 3rd down here, and you know we're in total control of the game.
So first downs will salt this thing away.
Mm-hmm.
I like the way you're thinking, Hank. I'll tell you the other thing that I've been pressing. It was one of those things where Vipers, as well as they've played all year, did not have sort of that signature win. Over, you know, major program, big time opponent.
Right.
One of those games where you just have to you just have to sort of bare your teeth a little bit and show a little toughness, and the Vipers have done that. Zach talked a little bit about just some of the chippiness early in the game and attempts at intimidation beforehand and all that kind of stuff. Well, Vipers responded extremely well to that challenge and played good, tough, hard-nosed, disciplined Viper football tonight.
See if they can pick up this first down and bleed this one out. 3rd down and 5 from the 43-yard line. 38-0 Vipers in command. One receiver wide left, one to the near side. Hard snap count. Got a free play, but he dropped the snap. It's going to be blown dead. It's going to bring up either 4th and very short or a first down.
Well, it's third. I think it's going to be 3rd and 1. They definitely came across first.
Oh, they're going to call a procedure on the Vipers. Wow.
Somebody must have flinched.
Not so sure about that, but.
Well.
Boy, you got to love the attitude, though, of number 76 right there, Kevin Corcoran. As he's working on that defender as he's coming through the line of scrimmage, you could almost see him saying out loud, "Stay away from my quarterback.
Don't touch him.
Don't get anywhere near my quarterback." That's the kind of mentality you want with those guys up there, isn't that right, Scotty?
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah.
3rd down and 11 now from the 38-yard line. Buchanan, handoff to Witt. And he's going to get it back to the 40-yard line, bring up a 4th down and 8, but the clock will continue to roll. I can't imagine Steele would call a timeout.
That means they'd have to run another play for a loss if we you want to get
punt it away here.
Yeah. I bet we see some seniors or rotation on Cibolo Steele's part here.
They've had a great season. I mean, 11-0.
Mm-hmm.
Just ran into a
buzzsaw.
Yeah. Rugby-style punt from Lilly this time, and it's kind of angled off the side of his foot.
I'm pretty sure he was told to kick down out of bounds based on the.
I think they did not want to give them any chance for a.
Right. Probably wanted a little bit more distance on it, but it's going to be 1st down and 10 for the Knights. 98 seconds left in this one. Ball spotted in their own 39-yard line.
I'll tell you what, clean football game in terms of turnovers. There's not been a turnover in the entire game.
We thought we had one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Handoff, left side, and shoestring tackle. Whew.
Shocking. Sterling Emerson breaking
Sterling Emerson from the back side.
Singleton had a head of steam there off the left side.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, there's some other, we've got some different sort of jersey numbers in there now for that Viper D, but don't think for a second that they don't want to preserve the shutout here. Hank.
Yep, they're so close. 2nd and 4, Singleton fights off the attempt to tackle by Wimberly and gets it out across the midfield stripe to the 47-yard line with a nice stiff arm there to pick up a first down.
Well, that'll stop the clock.
It's the closest we've been to a shutout all season. Inside of a minute to go.
I know.
Actually, 1:06 to go, pardon me.
That's about the only drama left in this one. Can they preserve the shutout?
Right.
But I'm okay with that.
Play action. Actually, quarterback going to run it himself now here and steps out of bounds at the 45-yard line because closing in for the kill was Jackson Oliver.
Yeah, defense has done a really nice job of sort of stringing those out, not give them anywhere to go, just kind of.
Well, that's going to be
back lanes, no nothing, nowhere to go.
That's one of those situational awareness by the quarterback. I mean, he's been watching what number 9 and number 6 have been doing all night. And the discretion's the better part of valor there to run out of bounds.
Vincent turns around, hands it off to Singleton, trying to turn the corner right side, cutting it up at the 45 and gets inside the 40 down to the 39-yard line, but not enough for the first down. 3rd and 2, and the clock will continue to roll.
I figure they're going to get maybe one more playoff here at the pace that they're operating with.
Yeah, they're not really in much of a hurry.
Right.
No.
Pam Thompson writes in, says a shot at number 14, Jay Scogan. Great job, Vipers. Auntie and Uncle Bob from Mount Lake Terrace, Washington. 3rd and a long 2. Handoff up the middle and has a first down and more.
Get him.
Inside down to the 30-yard line. Going to be a first down.
Griffin Schaefer.
He's a dude who knows how to finish.
I mean, goodness.
First down and 10. The clock continues to roll. 17 seconds to go.
They're going to get another one off.
At the 30-yard line. Could be the final play of the night.
Looks like it will be. They're changing out personnel here.
Jaden Bailey comes in. 6 seconds. They give it to Bailey. Left side, trying to turn the corner. And he's going to be stacked up and knocked down to the 27-yard line. Stays in bounds. And that is going to do it. The Vipers have moved on to the round of 16 as they knock off the Cibolo Steele Knights 38-0. They're in their first shutout of the year. And, guys, it couldn't have come at a better time.
No, they just really put it all together tonight. And, if this is a sign, if they can build on this, I mean, that's the key. Can you maintain this level of intensity?
Right on.
Continue to execute at this level. If that's the case, hard telling how high the ceiling is. But big win for the program tonight. Great win and definitely have things pointed in the right direction.
Yeah, just what the doctor ordered.
Yep.
We had Dr. Molina up here at halftime.
Clearly, he prescribed this.
He prescribed a shutout win against the Cibolo Steele team. That's they're the signature program for this part of San Antonio and the Metroplex area.
Right.
They've been the big boys on the block, and you have to think that they really thought that they were going to win this game, coming in with an 11-0 team. That's the best start they've had in 4 years. The previous 2 meetings, they were in control of those games, and anybody who would have watched those games, they had the better of the game. They had a better. They won the line of scrimmage. What we saw here was the complete opposite. Just total domination by the Vipers on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, no, it was an amazing performance, and I think a big-time statement win for the Viper program.
Yeah, and the scoreboard clock, by the way, is already off.
They turned that thing off in a hurry.
Well, it'll be as bad as the traffic was getting here. Should be a lot easier getting out of here because this place is pretty much empty on the home side of the stadium. 38-0, Vipers with the win. They will move on now to face the winner of Edinburgh Vela versus San Antonio Taft. That game being played tomorrow afternoon at 2:30 down in Edinburgh. And we will see what happens next week. We'll go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll hear from Coach Sanders a couple of times. First, talking about one of his patented sayings, and then Zach is getting a chance to talk to him down on the sideline here in just a minute. We'll get his thoughts on the big win tonight. Hank will have the stats. We'll try to get you caught up in some of the scores involving Austin area teams tonight. All that coming up and more on the post-game show. Vandegrifts Vipers with the big win tonight over the Cibolo Steele Knights by a final score of 38-0. We'll be right back for the post-game show. Vandegrifts Vipers football on the ABC Home and Commercial Services High School Football Radio Network.
The best football teams in Texas collide inside AT&T Stadium, all battling to be crowned champions. Get your tickets now for the UIL State Championships. Be a part of this Texas tradition. Log on to SeatGeek.com.
Become a Vype Insider today. Access breaking news in high school sports. Enjoy premium articles and exclusive coverage written by expert analysts, and watch exclusive videos, documentaries on programs in your area. It's only $2.99 a month if you subscribe for the monthly plan. If you go for the yearly plan, it rounds out to just $1.99 a month. It costs you only $24 a year to get all of your Vype news throughout the entire year. Subscribe today. What are you waiting for? It's less than a cup of coffee a month. Become a Vype Insider. $2.99 a month, $23.99 for the whole year. Hey, it's Vype. We will see you at the games.
Viper fans, Coach Sanders here with the Viper Minute, where we talk just a little bit about things other than the X's and O's. We've talked about our hallmarks, our questions, our results. These are the things that we stand for and live by. Then we kind of get, as we go to playoffs, we talk about just a few of our guiding sayings that we'll say over and over again that are on the wall that I think teach life lessons that are good. And so I'd like to share another one. We've got unlimited. I've at least got 5 more as we go through the playoffs. But one of these is, you're either going to suffer the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. And so either one of them is painful. So that's one of the things we talk about is there are 2 pains in this world, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. So let's use a real simple example of an athlete. If I'm disciplined and I eat the right things and I work hard and I do all the things I do, then I do suffer the pain of discipline. But one thing I don't suffer is the pain of regret, where what could have been. I maximized my potential. I tried my best. I did everything I could in practice and in the games to do my best. So if I happen to be a second-string player, you have nothing to be ashamed about because you have no regrets. You absolutely did everything you could. You can go into the classroom. You know, as we talk to our young men, I can be disciplined, turn in all my assignments, or I can have the regret of running around trying to do all this stuff and ended up failing maybe. And so Or you could take this all the way to adulthood. And any situation, you can think of any moral situation, you have to be disciplined enough to do that, or you could suffer the regret of what could go wrong if you aren't making good decisions as an adult. We could find a million in the news today. And so I think this concept of discipline, self-control, such a valuable concept to teach a child. And it's interesting, even as coaches, as we teach this, it's still a concept that we also have to learn too as adults. So all these things, that's one of our main points as coaches, is all these things we're teaching not only apply to the kids, it also applies to all the coaches and hopefully people even listening right now. And so that's our saying, two pains. You're either going to suffer the pain of discipline or the pain of regret.
Vipers head coach Drew Sanders there, and Vipers celebrating down in the field. Sometimes I hate Coach Sanders because I will be trying to blow off something at home, and I'll hear that in my head.
That's one of my favorite sayings. I have to, out of all the stuff that he does, I really come back to that one over and over again. And Scott, you and I both had a son go through the program, and they're off at college now. And then they're 19 years old. My son's 19. He complains. About things. He's, this is, it's. I don't like the schoolwork. I don't like this class. I don't like that class. Well, I mean, I'll pull off the old. Well, do you want to suffer the pain of the discipline? And then he'll finish it. Or the pain of regret. I know. And so,
Coach Sanders having a podcast.
That's a good idea.
We've heard some of these, over the years, and we get that message repeated, and it never gets old. It's always a good reminder. Just when you start sort of. Kind of forgot about that one. You're like, oh yeah, I remember that one.
And he always tweaks it just a little bit.
Yes, that's right, Merle. He always has a different take.
Always a little bit of a different take, but the principle behind it is the same, and it's just so true and so applicable. And what's cool about it is his teams reflect that. It's not just something he looked up or whatever. It's something that just becomes part of the fabric of this program, and it's evident when they. Clearly, when you play this well against a team this good, and you put that kind of number on the scoreboard, there is no regret. There was a lot of discipline that went behind that, and a lot of hard work to get there. But it's the principles pay off, and we saw it here tonight.
Well, the good news is we get to hear another one next week
because
the Vipers win and they move on 38-0 over Steele. We'll take a break. Hopefully by the time we get back, Zach will have had a chance to talk to Coach Sanders. We'll get his thoughts on the big win. We'll get the stats from Hank, get you caught up on the Central Texas scoreboard, on the Flex ATX scoreboard, and back for more of the post-game show after this break. Vandegrift Vipers football on the Austin Radio Network.
Tomlin Family Orthodontics believes you should have the straight smile you deserve at any age. Dr. Travis Tomlin designs individualized care plans to create beautiful, straight smiles for all his patients. Traditional braces to Invisalign, Tomlin Family Orthodontics uses cutting-edge technology to make treatment effective and efficient. Great orthodontic care is only a few minutes away. For more information or to schedule your complimentary consultation, visit us online at TomlinFamilyOrthodontics.com.
What is Vype Live? Vype Live is one of the largest and most respected broadcast and live stream networks in the state of Texas. Vype Live broadcasts any sport you can think of for youngsters of any age, from Pee Wee and Pop Warner to high school, club, college, semi-pro, and beyond. We also broadcast plenty of academic, fine arts, and community-related events as well, and now as partners with Flow Sports. Email us at info@vypemedia.com to find out more. Vype Live. We bring your teams to you.
Welcome back to Lindhoff Stadium. 38-0, the Vipers with the win tonight to move on to the regional semifinals next week against the winner of San Antonio Taft versus Edinburgh Vela. And Hank has got the numbers over there, I believe. And stats don't often tell the story, Hank, but I think they do tonight.
Man, I'll tell you what, I broke a sweat trying to tally all this information.
Your hand cramped.
Yeah, so, very unofficial stats again. I keep them on the fly, but I've got him for over 500 yards of total offense. Braden Buchanan, 18 of 24, 296 yards and 2 touchdown passes. He also he ran for 2 touchdown passes and caught a pass. I'm going to make sure we throw that in there. Beecham was 2 of 2, very efficient, for 78 yards and a touchdown pass to Grayland Spring, right? Isn't that right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, so you had Ryan Shepard. He had 22 carries. I got him for 130
All right,
yards.
Coach, huge win for you guys tonight. The sideline was electric all day. What are your thoughts on this win for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, sorry about that.
Nope, that's okay. So continuing with the stats, I guess? Yes, okay. I mean, the Vipers had 7 different guys catch a pass, including the quarterback. So you had Alex Witt, a great job in deputizing, carried the ball 9 times for 42 yards. Just total dominance all across the park. I mean, I don't know if I caught all the tackles for loss, but I got 2 tackles for loss for Max Ewell, 2 for Sterling Emerson, and a big-time sack from Slater Swartwood. So just total dominance on both sides of the ball. They got some first downs in moved the ball a little bit in the first half, but, they ended the last 3 possessions. It was punt. The second half possessions, they had 5 plays and punt, 5 plays turnover on downs, 3 plays and a punt, 3 and punt, 4 and then the end of the game. So just just dominance all across the board, special teams, offense, defense, 500 yards of total offense against a team that's beat you twice in the playoffs in the same round. So
and shut you out one time in that span.
Yeah, out-schemed them, out-hustled them.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's just with that just different level of energy from the Vipers tonight on the field, and I think a different level in terms of game plan too.
Well, a lot of that credit has to go to the head coach of the VandeGrift Vipers, Coach Drew Sanders. Zach did get a chance to talk to him before he became a media and TV star down there. So let's hear what Coach Sanders had to say about tonight's big win.
All right, Coach, huge win for you guys tonight. The sideline was electric all day. What are your thoughts on this win for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big one. This is a big one to come in their place and take it over and win going away. I'm as impressed as I can be about my guys.
Coach, you talked about the offense really hitting on all cylinders and rolling early, but the defense really setting the tone early in this ball game. You said not getting driven off the ball.
They couldn't do anything, really. I mean, we stunted and moved and shifted all night, and they never really knocked us back. And we were physical tonight.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep.
Coach Drew Sanders, happy as what I might expect, and he's going to enjoy this one and go back to work tomorrow. One thing he said to me before he did the interview was, "Man, I want to be practicing on Thanksgiving." Well, they're going to get that chance.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. I remember, I had the privilege of practicing on Thanksgiving, in high school, and it was a privilege because what it meant is that you were preparing for a big game, and and this is they have a nice little tradition at VandeGrift where they come in and they all have pumpkin pie. So little things, practice a little bit in the morning, and everybody comes over and has a little pumpkin pie. Hopefully that tradition is one that gets carried on. But it's it is a privilege, and kind of what a special time of year, and great time for obviously this team to be putting it all together, and just a complete win tonight. Great to see, and hopefully this momentum will carry over. They'll bring the same level of execution and energy to whoever's next.
Well, while Zach gets wired up here, he's made his way back up to the booth. We'll get you caught up on some of the scores in Central Texas on the Flex ATX scoreboard tonight. Just a couple of other highlights. LBJ leading Port Lavaca Calhoun 41-35 in the third quarter. Lake Travis all over East Central out of San Antonio 49-7. Weiss falling tonight to Manville 41-39. Westlake, no surprise here, 70-7 over New Braunfels. Bowie defeating Smithson Valley 28-21. The Bulldogs keep on rolling. Let me see here. We'll give you one more page, and then we'll bring Zach in. Manor falling to Cato Patao 58-22. McCallum losing to Alamo Heights tonight 55-28. It was Rouse all over Floresville 59-19. That's not final yet. That's mid-third quarter. Also not final, but heading that way. Liberty Hill over Bernie Champion 44-14 midway through the fourth quarter. Lago Vista defeating London 34-0. And Cedar Park The Timberwolves, that's a 500 ball club. You think Cedar Park having a down year? Well, guess what? They're moving on to the round of 16 as they defeat Angleton tonight, 45-21. One other note here, I don't see it on the score, but I don't want to look for it, but I know that the defending TAPS state champs out of Austin Regents, lost tonight to Second Baptist. That game being played out of Brenham, so a rare loss in the early round of the playoffs for the Regents tonight. But Zach has joined us now, and Zach, was the sideline as much fun in the second half as it was in the first half?
Yeah, it was, and I think these kids kind of got it too. They kind of recognized that they really had to put the game away, and especially on the defensive side of the ball, they did that. Just when it seemed like they kind of had some steam rolling on the Steele side, just huge fourth down stop, and being able to get off the field there and let your offense do Coach Mauser special and just chew a bunch of clock so fast. He does that so well. He's turned some nights that look like we're going to be here for a very long time into not that bad. So just chew the clock in a huge win. Just a lot of stuff going on down there. You got Bali Sports down there. You have the media outlet that they use here in San Antonio doing some coverage. So it's awesome for Coach Sanders and these kids to be able to celebrate a win like this the way it deserves to be celebrated. This is a huge win. A lot of people across the state are going to be super shocked to see the score.
I agree. And you said it right there at the end, the score. Not the fact that the Vipers won. I don't think many people would have been surprised if they had won 26-20. They won 38-0 against an 11-0 team at their place.
It wasn't even that close.
No, it wasn't.
Really.
I totally agree.
How often do we talk about it in here in these post game talks? Is like, man, I bet Coach Sanders would have wished he had that shutout, or oh man, he was so close to that shutout. And to do it in the second round against an undefeated Cibolo Steele, man, huge shout out to this defense and Coach Sanders. I mean, that guy's working in a 35-0 ball game. He's working up until that last to get to 38. So he's him and this defense. I've been so surprised at this defense the last real half of the season. I mean, even in that Round Rock game, the defense was the one shining point that you could take away from that. I think ever since that game, this defense kind of realized their identity. I think this team kind of realized that they're still a defensive ball club, no matter how flashy the offense has been at times. And this has been almost a completely different team these last couple of weeks.
So, Zach, I have a question for you. Just so you'll know, FYI, I've got him for over 500 yards of total offense, 519. That may not, it's not unofficial, but it's going to be pretty darn close if it's not. Just some superlative performances across the board. Max Ewell played better in the second half after taking that big hit that he did in the first half. And then the real question I have was, did we have some kind of optical illusion going on? Because it looked like Sterling Emerson was lined up in the Cibolo backfield most of the night. I mean, he was in the backfield every other play.
Yeah.
You talk about Jax McCauley and Spencer Jones, Sterling Emerson and Max Ewell are part of that mix. But Sterling Emerson, just the way that they use him, is so creative. You'll see him with his hand in the ground. You'll see him standing up. You'll see him like almost 4 or 5 yards off the ball at times in coverage. But man, that guy had such a great game. Him, Max Ewell, Tucker Harrison has really come alive these last couple weeks. And number 16. Andrew Scott. Man, he was playing the first half especially. He was laying some wood out there, and I was making fun of him a little because every time he would make a play, the announcer would give credit to number 20. It was like never him. I was like, man, according to the PA guy, you haven't made any tackles all game. But man, there was some really inspired play on the defensive side of the ball, and then huge shout out Graylin Spring. I mean, to be able to bounce back from a couple really big time drops, and I think that's what you need to be a big time receiver, and that's a kid that's looking to play big time Division I football, and you have to have that kind of short term memory and turn it around and turn those drops into touchdowns a couple plays later. So huge shout out to him, number 11, and Landon Thomason. He was very
big
involved
catch
today. I think they kind of realized just kind of the zones that they were playing, that they could get the ball to him really quickly, just right off the snap, and he's the guy that just kind of rises to that occasion, the coach's kid. So, like I said, just a bunch of really inspired play.
Yeah, and the way I look at it on that offense is that there are just so many people getting involved. I mean, if you're a defensive coordinator trying to prepare for them, who are you going to try to slow down and stop? Because they're going to kill you with somebody else. So they have an incredible amount of weapons on offense, guys that can all over the field that can make plays for you, and it's anchored by that offensive line that just had an amazing performance. You talk about setting the tone. We talk about that defense didn't get pushed around. There was some people doing some pushing around. It was the big nasties for the Vipers up front who absolutely dominated the line of scrimmage and protected their quarterback all night.
I just carved up that Cibolo front unit. Now, we saw him in the second half try and bring some pressure. You know, Blake Mauser's moved Buchanan out of the pocket. He makes these unbelievable throws on the run. And I thought you made a great point, Zach, about the short-term memory in terms of Grayland Spring. I mean, they say that the happiest animal in the world is a goldfish because it only has a 10-second memory.
That's a Ted Lasso.
Yeah, it's a Ted Lasso. I had to get
Ted Lasso classic.
So, Grayland Spring, comes back, undaunted and goes out and makes a big play for a touchdown. I mean, who are you going to stop on defense? Who are you going to stop on offense?
And who would have guessed that the guy leading the team in crazy contested catches is Miles Coleman?
Yeah. So, well, I mean, is it possible to overthrow him? I mean, my gosh, he's fast.
I mean, it's impossible to underthrow him. The adjustment that he made on that ball down the sideline is, that guy plays as physical as Sterling Emerson we just talked about.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that just has a funnel around him. You get the ball anywhere within 5 yards, he'll go downfield, get it, he'll come back and get it. He'll just haul it in and make the catch.
No shortage of fun on that offense, that's for sure.
That's for sure. If I'm a defensive coordinator, I think I'd go play in traffic instead of trying to game plan against these guys. 38-0 final score. We'll take one last break, be back to wrap it up, set the table as much as we can without knowing the opponent for next week's round of 16 game, the regional semifinals against either San Antonio Taft or Edinburgh Baylor. But 38-0, Vipers with the win tonight. Back for one final segment of the post-game show. VandeGrift Vipers football on the Austin Radio Network.
Hey high schoolers, are you interested in a career in sports media? Vype can help. Launched in 2017, our Vype U Ambassador Program is a one-of-a-kind educational scholarship program that offers high school students a chance to gain hands-on experience in the sports media field. Vype U also gives students a platform to build their portfolio of creative work under the guidance of Vype's seasoned professionals. From covering games to publishing photos, writing articles, and conducting on-camera interviews, each Vype U ambassador receives an immersive experience geared toward their interests while promoting their own school and preparing them for their future. Email info@vypemedia.com to find out more about Vype U today.
At Champion Performance and Recovery, our mission is to deliver superior, innovative therapies to accelerate athletic recovery, relieve pain, and elevate your well-being. With advanced treatments such as cryotherapy, cold laser, Normatec compression, sports chiropractic, and more, Champion Performance and Recovery can help you recover to become all you can be so you can do what you love to do. For more information, give us a call at 737-212-7104 or visit us online at championpraustin.com.
Become a Vype Insider today. Access breaking news in high school sports. Enjoy premium articles and exclusive coverage written by expert analysts, and watch exclusive videos, documentaries on programs in your area. It's only $2.99 a month if you subscribe for the monthly plan. If you go for the yearly plan, it rounds out to just $1.99 a month. It costs you only $24 a year to get all of your Vype news throughout the entire year. Subscribe today. What are you waiting for? It's less than a cup of coffee a month. Become a Vype Insider. $2.99 a month, $23.99 for the whole year. Hey, it's Vype. We will see you at the games.
The light shines on local students making their mark.
We grind as brothers and we won as brothers today.
We just have each other's backs no matter what.
See what it takes to be the best in class. High School Spotlight, Sunday on Valley Sports Southwest.
That's right.
Everybody was
Family time, anytime, always worth every dime. On our way is chicken, unbelievable sweet tea, extra tenders, they're the best. Not to mention all the rest. Chicken tea's the place to go for all of us in the know. Plenty of sides to make the meal. Chicken E is for real. Follow me to Chicken E. Gotta have their sweet tea.
Covert Cadillac prides itself on offering first-class services that match our first-class products. Hi, I'm Courtney Covert, and as part of Covert Cadillac's Advantage program, when you purchase from us, you're entitled to benefits that few other dealers can offer. An at-home delivery option, priority loaner vehicle, concierge service, courtesy car washes, and much, much more. Come by and visit us today to experience the Covert commitment for yourself. Covert Cadillac. American luxury has evolved. Visit covertcadillac.com and like us on Facebook.
Chris Province, CPA, your local tax expert and a great supporter of Viper football. With over 26 years of delivering excellent services in the areas of tax and accounting services, estate tax and retirement planning, business succession planning, and consulting. Chris, the Viper Nation's go-to expert for all things taxes. Chris and Pam Province wish the VANDEGRIFT 2020 football program success and a great season. Remember, takes what it takes, Vipers.
From the UBO Business Services Studios, you're listening to KTAE AM Elgin, K270CO Round Rock. This is The Horn.
There goes Scott Schaffner with the air guitar again.
I'm telling you, I'm down with the bumper music tonight. It's been good. We got to keep it.
This is actually music that Merle sends in during the offseason. Him in his garage.
I do. I
Wow.
do it all.
I like it.
Wow.
I wish I was that talented. 38-0 Vipers with the win. As we get back, one final segment here of the post-game show, turning our attention now to next week. And I hate to say it, a big win tonight, signature win for the program. These guys know that Westlake is lurking, but that's 2 weeks from now. Will there be any letdown for the Vandergrift Vipers next week?
Generally, that's not how Coach Sanders rolls.
Right.
You know, he is definitely a 1 week, stay focused, take it one game at a time type of coach. And if there's a coach out there that can prepare his team to be focused in the right direction, because I guarantee you, that's a perfect lesson this week.
Yeah.
You know, you think Steele expected to, maybe they were looking ahead. So anything can happen. And I think what we've seen is when the Vipers play their game, they are a really hard football team to handle.
Yeah.
But if they don't, anything could happen, and I think that's what they want to avoid. You know, to his point about the regret, you know, the pain of discipline versus the pain of regret. It's all about discipline this week, and they're going to need it more than ever to stay focused.
I totally agree, and a lot of that can be attributed to, I think, about the consistency of approach that Coach Sanders brings. It's always the same, and these routines that he establishes, just like every year we hear the hallmarks and the questions, and so that's what is going on. You know, he's got every minute of every hour mapped out in terms of what he's going to do for preparation, and you know he's going to hit the ground running. I mean, he may not sleep well Sunday night. He's going to be ready first thing Monday morning, and they're going to get ready to go play. So, you know, will there be a letdown? You can't tell with a bunch of 17 and 18-year-old kids, but I know that the approach from Coach Sanders is not going to change. So, and I know that we have some excellent intel information from our agent in the field.
Our intrepid field analysts.
Yes, Zach.
We don't like to speculate. None of this is written down anywhere. But I think of the two options, either playing at Texas State or playing all the way in Laredo. I think I would hope for the former, not the latter. So we got to pay attention and watch this game tomorrow, or keep up with the scores however you can of Taft and what's the school?
Edinburgh-Vela.
Edinburgh-Vela, yeah.
Because that's going to have a lot to do with your driving.
Yeah.
Unless you can hop on the plane with Scott.
Wish we had that today.
Yeah, you might want to pay attention to that game and root for some San Antonio Taft.
Well, with that in mind, any final thoughts here before we get out? They've turned off the lights. I think they're not used to getting beat 38-0, so they're ready to go.
They turned the scoreboard off.
I noticed that
immediately.
Really quickly. So hopefully some parents got pictures of that before they turned out the lights. I mean, for me, it's like I said before, the ride home is going to be a lot more fun than the ride here. It's going to be a fun bus, a quicker ride, a fun bus if you're on it for the Viper fans. But it's going to be back to work as soon as you get back to the 4 points area. Yep. And Coach Sanders, like you said, believe me, you think preparation's going to start tonight, Hank. He's going to study up two teams and be ready for whichever one draws the lucky or unlucky straw and has to face the Vipers next. But he will have them ready.
I was very impressed with the turnout from the Viper faithful.
I was too.
It was a daunting trip down here. And, anybody who lives in this area knows going down 35 this time of the day is going to be tough. But
on a Friday,
they showed up in droves, and I thought it
was a party over there. It was fun.
Beautiful atmosphere. So let's see some more of that next week, no matter where it is.
And it's going to be a tough game for the Vipers. You talk about like a letdown game after a win like this, and then you talk about a trap game in terms of the opponent. I mean, normally you don't think very highly of the Valley teams or the San Antonio teams at that kind of point in the playoffs, but this is still a third-round playoff opponent. You're coming off a big win. You have to kind of keep that emotional high going on to hopefully carry you multiple rounds beyond. So I'm excited wherever they play, whoever they play. I'm excited to be a part of it.
Yeah, I'm just glad we get to play another week. So
amen.
We'll see how it goes. The Civil Steele Knights, their season comes to an end with a final mark of 11-1. The Vipers improve to 11-1 and we'll move on to the next round of the playoffs. So that's going to do it for us tonight. And again, we'll be back with you next week for the regional semifinal round matchup against either San Antonio Taft or Edinburgh Vela. That game being played tomorrow afternoon in Edinburgh. If you can find out, and so get an early scouting trip, find out who the Vipers' opponent might be next week. But for now, from our broadcast partners, Hank Hudson, Scott Schaffner, along with Zach Lucero, our producer and sideline reporter. Nice job tonight by Mr. Aaron Hernandez back at the Austin Radio Network studios. Mitchell Padgett keeping an eye on the video broadcast for us. My name is Merle Bertrand, signing out from Lane Hall Stadium in Schertz, where the Vandergrift Vipers have shut out the Cibolo Steele Knights by a final score of 38-0. Have a great weekend, a safe and happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you next week for more Viper football right here on the Austin Radio Network. Good night, everybody.
Listening to Vandergrift Football on 101.9 and AM 1260. Brought to you by Covert Cadillac GMC.